Kincade Salciunas is on the air. Broadcasting live on the Fanatic app and YouTube channel. Here are your hosts, John Kincade and Andrew Salciunas. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Who are you?
Yes, I am Andrew Salciunas. I am back. Vacation is over, and what a time to come back, because another thing to get excited for is win, and you're in. I see John Kincade as I pull up into the parking lot.
I waited for you.
Rocking the orange and the black, the orange and the black, the orange and the black. Flyers win tonight, and we get to watch the Flyers play in the playoffs. John Kincade, good morning.
How much fun would that be, and how much fun is it when you say you get two shots to be one and in? That's even better.
The last time that happened in Philadelphia didn't go well.
Yeah, they're not going to have Bryce Harper and come in as a motivational speaker.
No.
Tell them that they're not going to do that.
No.
They're going to take that. They're going to say, "Yeah, we're going to skip that."
Yeah, we're not going to have Bryce Harper or anybody on
Kyle
the Phillies.
Schwarber.
We don't want anybody on the Phillies right now near the Flyers. They need to stay away.
Well, they thought Rob Thompson could come across the street and do a motivational speech, but then they heard his presser yesterday and thought, "Nah, probably not."
Oh, we have plenty to get into with the Phillies today.
Oh, yeah.
But look, Flyers.
What good news?
Tonight,
What good news?
7 o'clock puck drop right here on 97.5 The Fanatic. Sixers regular season done. They have their plan on Wednesday. We'll get to that. But the Flyers tonight and tomorrow, both games here on The Fanatic. Just get it done tonight. Take care of business tonight so that we don't have to stress about tomorrow against Montreal. Just beat the Canes today, and we will watch the Flyers play in the playoffs for the first time in Philadelphia in a long time. Because remember, the last time was the bubble.
18 is the last time you saw them play in Philadelphia.
Crazy, man. That is a
So think about that. Think about that.
You weren't even back
How
yet,
about this?
dude.
Eighth graders
Jeez.
now are looking back going, look, it's amazing. It's an amazing moment. Tonight's that great opportunity. And the Canes have that number one seed in the East. They're the number one seed. They're going to be the number one. Now the question is they got the only team that they will not have home ice. They have one team they will not have home ice over, and that's Colorado in the entire NHL. So there's only one other team they could worry about, and that's Dallas. I don't know how motivated they're going to be.
Yeah.
But I know the Flyers are going to be motivated.
Flyers are absolutely going to be motivated.
Oh, my gosh.
7 o'clock tonight. Tonight is one of those days. There's no T-ball practices. There's nothing. It's Monday. There's nothing going on today. You better be locked in, ass on the couch before 7 o'clock. 6:55, your ass better be on the couch so you can listen to the pregame show here on 97.5 The Fanatic. You could probably check out the one on NBC Sports Philadelphia too, but we got the coverage here. Very exciting. So I'm going to start the show with a statement, Johnny. All of your energy.
What kind of statement?
All of your fandom energy should be on the Flyers right now.
There's no question it should be.
We're going to talk Phillies, and there will be energy spent on them, but it's nothing good.
Well, no. We're not like that, right? We're not doing that, right?
They make me miserable sometimes.
Okay, yeah, but we're not. We're not. It's not like we're going to crap on them,
It's
right?
not over.
It's not like we're crapping on
I'm going to crap on Bryce Harper.
Well, we should.
Because he once again did something stupid. The Sixers,
Yay, playing.
I was on vacation when the appendix ruptured. It's another day. It's unbelievable. It's just another day because the Sixers at one point, right before I left, Johnny, we're saying they could legitimately climb up to the 5 seed. There's a chance. Mathematically, it would be tough, but they were not dead yet. There was a chance they could climb to the 5 seed. There's a chance that they could stand strong on the 6 seed, and now they're playing in the play-in yet again. And if they do win their first play-in game, they're playing Boston. How do you feel about that? If they lose and then they win the next one, they're playing the 1 seed Detroit Pistons. How great do you feel about that? And it might not be with Joel Embiid.
Well, Jimmy Lynam said flat out. Jimmy Lynam on this show said flat out, he wants no parts of being the 7th seed and playing the Boston Celtics because he does not believe they have a chance to beat Boston.
They have no shot.
So you do not want to win the first game. You want to win the second game and take your shots with Detroit. But you take the shots of winning the second game, then you get...
What if you lose?
Right.
You're bounced.
Right.
And you're not even in the playoffs because the play-in does not count as the playoffs. Your energy should all be on the Flyers right now. I don't know how else you could be spending it. Like, I like parties. I'm somebody that would rather watch the fun team, the team that makes me happy. Yes, as our job and as our Philadelphia fandom, we watch everything, we keep up with everything, regardless of how bad a game might be going, regardless of how bad a stretch for a team might be going. But, John, when it comes to fandom, like tonight, I'm one of those guys that's just, I don't want to watch the team that makes me miserable at night in and night out. The Flyers have been the team over the last couple of weeks that have kept my spirits alive with Philadelphia sports. All the drama with the Eagles, the Jalen Hurts story that dropped, the A.J. Brown nonsense that never seems to end. The Sixers is just another thing that we're dealing with. The Phillies, it's the same things that are pissing us off night in and night out, even in games that they win. The Flyers are the one, like, bright spot. Why wouldn't you put all of your energy on them right now?
I can't understand it. I can't. Can't figure it out. I really cannot figure it out. There's a lot of people who I believe want to be right. They just want to be right.
And I don't get that.
So there it is.
And positive energy, right? This is a gift right now with the Flyers. That stretch that they went on where they earned a point in like 12 out of 14 games. And if you remember, Johnny, right before the break, the Olympic break, they had a couple of really bad losses. Vladar was out hurt. And we're just wondering, all right, I guess this is it. We're talking about the trade deadline. Sell, sell, sell. Think about some of the storylines that we've discussed with the Flyers. They should sell at the deadline. They should not buy. Don't fool yourself into thinking that they could make some big push for the playoffs. And then something just clicked with this team. And you said it before the show even started. Then you bring on Porter Martone, and it's not just the, hey, Flyers fans, look at the new shiny toy. No, that new shiny toy is freaking dominant on the ice. Like, everything is looking up for the Flyers right now.
He's dominant on the ice. He's dominant. Absolutely. He is a youngster growing into his body.
Yes.
Growing into his hockey intellect. And when they surround him with more talent, that causes other people on the ice to worry about because he's getting harassed every time he's on the ice. When they surround him with more talent, it's really exciting. I mean, it is fun. It is so much fun.
And this is just the beginning. And there's been a lot of talk about how the rebuild was going and whether they were doing it the right way or not. And I know there's conflicting feelings, but you can't deny it at this point. They are one win away. It's simple. Right, we were talking about this before the show. It's simple. You win one of the next two games, and you are in the playoffs.
That's it.
Year 3 of the rebuild. Nobody expected playoffs this year. You've been very consistent with that message.
I thought they were going to just come just short. And by the way, that is before the Vladar injury slump. I thought this team would be a just short of the playoffs team. So that's where I thought they'd be. So they are on the verge right here. And what just tells me even more, that horrible stretch that they had with Vladar out, where Sam Ersland, who has been great,
he's been fantastic.
He's been fantastic. Where he was atrocious. That kept them from being in second place.
Right.
They would have easily already have clinched the playoffs. This team has had an amazing year, and yes, Rick Tocchet has done an amazing job.
He really has. It's been a lot of fun. So, look, Flyers overall reaction, because tonight is a win and you're in scenario. I want to hear Flyers excitement. What was it like last week while I was on vacation? Because last week made it feel even more real, right? Because there are still doubters. There are still people that probably don't think they should be in the playoffs. I don't know why. I always want more of something, right? I am a greedy son of a you-know-what. I want more, and I want more Flyers hockey. What was it like last week when it started feeling more and more real?
It was absolutely, Connor. Let's share it with him, because it was. There is I would say a tenable. You could feel it. People's energy in their voice. In their texts, in there that people are like, I'm on board. I'm in here. I'm getting excited. And again, the whole message has been build a bigger tent.
Yeah.
Get everybody in. Don't care about who's telling you you're not allowed to be a fan. Don't tell you about you haven't been here all along. Bull crap on them. Just get involved and be a part of it and be a fan.
Yeah, it was awesome, man. I haven't seen people this excited for the Flyers since I've been working here. which is over 6 years. And we had Flyers tickets to give away to tonight's game, which could be a clinching game
great.
that we did last week. And we did voice memos. Just get us gassed up, whatever that means to you. And we had people screaming. We had someone recording the Rocky Bells for themselves. People are ready for this, and they need to get it done. Get it done tonight.
Yeah, Connor, you're all about tonight.
Yeah,
right? You're very adamant about it being.
I don't want to screw around with anything further down the line. Win tonight, get in.
Yeah, I want to party tomorrow. There's nothing better than the game that doesn't matter. In a good way, not in a bad way. Your season's over and you're just watching, basically the body bleed out. There's nothing better than winning with one game left to play. And then you do the fan appreciation day, and everybody that's out there just get through the game healthy. You play some of the younger guys some more minutes on the ice. That's all.
Yeah, you worry about just tomorrow night. Tomorrow night is, by the way, the orange out, as they say. Everybody wear your appreciative orange. Hopefully, some of the schools will get involved with it tomorrow.
That would be cool.
Now, the thing is, let's hope it's not wear your orange because they have to win to get in.
Yeah, no, get it done tonight.
We're not doing a game 82 Brian Buché in a shootout to get in. And Bush will get up early with us not early.
No, 9:05. Man, unless he's a 9 o'clock guy. I don't know.
No, I don't think Bush is a sleep-in guy, but he'll join us this morning to discuss what is going to be a memorable couple of nights down at the Xfinity Mobile Arena. I'm so excited for it, and I'm excited for the fans who have, though, been with it all
absolutely.
along. The ones that they are the ones who I'm most excited for.
Yeah. As you should be.
That they have been the season ticket holder who has really been through it all.
That never left.
That never, ever
And
left.
by the way, was criticized for not leaving at times because I do believe the best way to send a message to a team that you're upset with is by not showing up. And it took some time in Chuck Fletcher regime. But then eventually, I still remember that game when the Rangers fans took over the Xfinity Mobile Arena.
And it was the end of the year, too.
It was
embarrassing.
Terrible. Not embarrassing for Flyers fans. Let me make that clear. This wasn't the Sixers fans that sold their tickets to Knicks fans a couple of years ago in the playoffs.
In a playoff series.
I'm talking about it was embarrassing for the organization when that building was taken over by Rangers fans, and you hear "Let's Go Rangers" being chanted through the TV, through the radio. That was actually a good thing for the Flyers fans to do, to not show up, because it sent that message to the organization, and now we're in a totally different situation.
But it's the great message, too, and I think that this is one that everybody needs to just, whether you think it's a great accomplishment to make the playoffs or have a chance to make the playoffs or not, I think what's important for people to realize is this. The Rangers, they're home watching tonight. Well, they still have to play. But they're home watching. They won't be in the playoffs. The Islanders will not be watching. They will be watching the playoffs on television. They will not be in. The Devils will be watching the playoffs. Those three franchises, right in your proximity, will not be in the playoffs. There's a great chance that Washington will be watching and will not be in the playoffs, that they're not going to be there. Toronto, Detroit, the Stanley Cup, two-time Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers, already eliminated. It's amazing you're here tonight to play in this game tonight. It's already an amazing accomplishment, but nobody is saying mission accomplished.
Nope.
Job is still to be
at this point.
Now get it done. Now get it done.
Yeah. Get it done.
Get it done.
All right. So I believe all your energy should be on the Flyers right now. John, you're with me, right? I get it.
No, I'm absolutely with you.
We're watching the other teams.
No, I'm with
Don't get me wrong.
No,
we're
I'm
watching
with
the
you.
other teams, but in terms of getting excited, getting up for a game right now, everything should be Flyers. But then again, there are the Phillies. So the question that we will ask is, where is most of your sports energy going right now? Because I understand that not everybody in Philadelphia is a big hockey fan. I believe that they are Flyers fans, but they're not the biggest hockey fans.
I think that is a great thing to clarify, too, is that you can be a casual hockey fan and be welcome to this party.
Absolutely.
You can be somebody who is a casual hockey fan. You don't follow it die hard and everything like that.
And if you watch a game, it's the Flyers, right?
And the Flyers are the team you'll watch.
So where is the most of your sports energy going right now? Because there's also the Phillies. And the Phillies had a horrific loss yesterday. Just another bad loss where the things they do poorly is the reason why you lost the game again yesterday. Bryce Harper, stupid base running. We'll get to it. Brandon Marsh, stupid base running.
Like little league stuff from both of these guys. Little league stuff.
Yeah.
And thank God Ricky Batalico was on the post game to literally call it out.
Yeah, because nobody else is within that organization. We've seen
Not the manager. He
we've
doesn't.
seen the same stuff over and over again. So John, you know how so much was made about running it back this offseason for the 18th time?
Did I harp on that once or twice?
I think we all did. Well, most of us did, because there are still people that believe this team's they're a good club.
A good club.
And
good club.
Part of the running it back problem is not just you've seen how it's ended the last couple of years. Like we've seen the same thing pop up in the playoffs. The bats go ice cold. The other reason why you messed up by running it back, and I know it's only 16 games into the season, so the season's not over. I still believe they're a playoff team. From a PR standpoint, they messed up, John. And this is what I mean by it. Every time something like this happens, people are going to get angrier and angrier and angrier. There was no shakeup, right? So when Brandon Marsh makes
there's no accountability.
When he makes a base running mistake, you go, I've seen that before.
Yeah.
When Bryce Harper makes a base running mistake, you say, I've seen that before.
Over and over again.
And nobody was saying that Bryce Harper should have been traded or released or anything like that. But when you bring back the same faces over and over and over again, and the same issues pop up, maybe not game in and game out, but series in, series out, or week in and week out, when these things pop up every single week, you point to the same things that happened last year and the year before that and the year before that, and then you wonder, is that why they've gone through the motions the last couple of years? Because there's nobody holding anybody accountable. Is that why players make the same mental mistakes? Because they're mental mistakes. That's not a physical mistake. Don't tell me that Bryce Harper trying to stretch a single into a double is a physical mistake. No, it was a mental mistake, and it was dumb.
That's because Bryce Harper is never held accountable. That's because if Charlie Manuel was the manager, I guarantee you he would be held accountable, because I have empirical evidence to show that Charlie Manuel held his best players accountable for stupid, selfish, and it is selfish behavior. Hero ball, stupid baseball. And I thank the Phillies. I thank you, John Kruk. I thank you, Ricky Batalico, for sprouting a pair, not yesterday, because you guys always have integrity, to call it out. It's stupid baseball. But there's somebody who will call it out. Unfortunately, it's the broadcasters, because the manager won't. He doesn't have the ball. He doesn't have the guts to call out his best player. He doesn't have the guts to say, we can't have that from our best player.
He says he already knows.
He doesn't know, Rob.
I know, because it happens over and over.
It happens over and over. This team does the same stuff over and over, year after year. Nothing changes. And that's part of the running it back, as you point out so adeptly there. You run it back with this team, and what you ran back is the lethargic, lackadaisical baseball approach of it's not going to be accounted for because nobody is going to be held accountable. Did you even talk to Bryce about it? Nope.
No, he didn't talk to him.
No, didn't even talk to him about it. He knows. Yeah. Rob Thompson, I'm so over Rob Thompson. I've been in that club. It's a good club, by the way. It's a good club if you want to join me. I've been there. He is listless. The man is absolutely ineffective. He does things well. I'm not saying there isn't a skill set that he does well, because there are things he does well. He makes people feel comfortable at work. Sure he does, because he's the substitute teacher. Everybody loves the substitute teacher.
Yeah.
Everybody loves coming to class.
Look, I'm not trying to fire anybody right now. All right, let me make that clear. But
it's been 4 years, Andrew.
But this team,
it's been 4 years.
You know what this team feels like? We're going to get to the playoffs. We're good. And I feel like sometimes that's how they express themselves. Like, all right, I made a mistake. We'll win the next couple of games.
No, that's exactly it.
Like, there's no, I screwed up. That's on me. Won't let that happen again.
Nope.
Instead, it's, we're gonna win like 10 of our next 12 games because we're a good club.
Good club.
Because they are. They have a good roster. They have a very good rotation. They have a good bullpen. Hopefully Jose Alvarado, gets his act together.
He's atrocious.
Because if he gets his act together, you know how deep it could be, 7th, 8th, 9th inning. But
He's killing him.
He's got to figure it out.
He's killing him.
But right now, it kind of just feels like they are a good club. And that's the mindset that they went into this season with, because that's the freaking message that was coming from up top.
Yes.
The message from up top was, we're good. We just had one bad throw, one bad pitch, one call that didn't go our way. And that's why we didn't win the World Series. It was the first round, Dave. John. Middleton, not you. It was the first round. You lost in the first round of the playoffs. You're telling me it was a good club.
Good club. It's so the whole approach is so lackadaisical. I'm so over it. So over it.
Well, you can't get over it yet, because coming up next, Bryce Harper spoke about yesterday's game.
Oh, that's good.
And I caught something that really freaking bothered me in 2 answers. It's Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Sixers seeding is locked. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Sixers finished up their regular season yesterday, taking down the Bucks 126-106, and now seeding is official for them. They're in the 7th spot, which sets them up for a play-in game with the 8-seeded Magic Wednesday night, 7:30 p.m. Nick Nurse met with media after the game. He had his initial reaction to matching up with Orlando.
Pretty physical team. Looks like they got everybody back now, too. So that's a very talented team. Big wings and aggressive guards, and they got some decent depth, so been really tough game.
We'll have that game live for you on Wednesday. We'll be getting you set up for it as the week continues. The Flyers are right on the doorstep after a huge weekend. They beat the Jets 7-1 on Saturday up in Winnipeg, one of their most dominant performances of the year. Now the clinching scenario is simple for them. If they win either of their final 2 games, they're in. They host the Hurricanes tonight at 7 p.m. You can hear that game live right here on 97.5 The Fanatic as they try and punch their ticket. The Phillies dropped 2-3 to the Diamondbacks over the weekend. They start a series with the Cubs tonight at Citizens Bank Park. A 6:40 p.m. first pitch. Christopher Sanchez on the mound facing off against Javier Assad. And the Eagles traded for wide receiver Dontavian Wicks on Friday, adding further to the wide receiver room. We'll talk to Zach Berman, the Athletic, coming up at 8:05 about that. Brian Buché gets you geared up for a huge Flyers game. He joins us at 9:05. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and The Fanatic.
their wonderful faces, check out youtube.com/975 The Fanatic Philadelphia. More of Kincade and Salciunas coming your way now.
This hour of Kincade and Salciunas is presented by Bradford White Water Heaters. Bradford White, they're here for the pro.
It is 6:30 on this Monday morning. Win and you're in for the Philadelphia Flyers tonight. 7 o'clock puck drop against the Canes. You can listen live right here on 97.5 The Fanatic. Johnny said it last segment. It would be the first time we get to see them at home, because they had the bubble playoff in 2020 where they were the magical 1 seed because they won the round. Remember that? They won the round robin tournament, and they were the 1 seed.
And it's like, wow, that's amazing.
And that lasted 2 whole rounds.
Yes.
I still remember because it was COVID days, John. So I was in Philly. You were here at that point, right? Or were you still in the ATL 2020?
I was still, at the time, I was still in the ATL.
Yes, you weren't even here yet.
Now, we were living a different life.
Right.
But at the time,
Well, so I had to
you
find.
guys were huddled in.
Me and my 2 buddies in Manioc, we were like, this is a playoff game, right? It was Flyers Montreal. Like, it's a playoff game. Like, we got to go out and watch this game. So it was warm out, so it was the outdoor viewing because you were allowed to do the outdoor dining. So a couple of places, propped up TVs. And it still felt so weird. Like, you're trying to get up for a Flyers game. It was in the afternoon, and it just felt weird, man. So this is going to be so nice to see the barn, Johnny. The barn fired up tonight. It starts tonight because if you win and you're in. And I'm expecting them to win one of their next 2 games. Not going to guarantee it. Expecting it. They win one of their next 2 games, Johnny. And then we get to watch a best of 7 game series. At least one. Guaranteed one. And they get to play some games at the Xfinity Mobile Arena. I can't wait. 2018, man. It's been 8 years.
It's been 8 years in that arena. It's unbelievable.
They had to change the name. That's what it took. With all due respect to Wells Fargo, they had to change the name to the Xfinity Mobile Arena. Maybe it was the weirdness between them and the Sixers looking for their own stadium that led to this. Maybe there were some distractions. We're fully focused now.
No, I mean there's so much to be positive about and to see. I got to tell you, I said this morning, there's so much excitement about what's going on. But I got to tell you too is that the idea of this team right now, the way that they are young and young players showing that they belong, the future gets people excited.
Right, this is the beginning. That's the thing that's so exciting, and that's the weirdness of
you're watching something start.
Right, the weirdness of the gatekeeping, the weirdness of the people that didn't believe it or were saying this is bad. I am a believer, and I believe you are. I know that you are.
Yes.
We've had so many similar conversations about this. We're believers of the experience, right?
I want the experience.
Get the experience.
Correct.
2022, when people wanted the Phillies to get embarrassed and not make the playoffs, I kept on screaming, no, experience is good because a lot of those guys had never played in a playoff game. Some guys were coming from different towns. Bryce Harper, he was new to Philadelphia. But I wanted to see all those guys get their first taste. A lot of guys here with the Flyers are going to get their first taste. And, man, you know that the building's going to have their back for it.
Oh, it's going to be awesome. This whole city's going to have their back for it. That's why the whole Orange Day tomorrow is going to be awesome.
Oh, it's going to be so great.
That's going to be fun. And you hope to see that there's going to be something that's going to get this town fired up. I think the town's already fired up. You're going to see it. We felt it last week. Connor, we felt it. We felt it last week. We felt it in the texts. We felt it in the calls that we took. We felt it in the voice memos. There was an energy, and I think it'll come through that you're going to feel
make sure you let me know anytime we have Flyers text because I need them. I need them, man. I'm so excited for this. I can't wait for another lock-in Flyers game tonight. Not background noise. Not, I'll put it on whenever I get the dishes done. Like, no, your ass better be on the couch 5 of 7 tonight so that you're ready for this game. All right, Bryce Harper, after the game yesterday. Phillies lose 4-3 to the D-backs. They're now 7-8 all in the season. They dropped 2 of 3 to Arizona.
Which we're not carrying that much.
No, it's okay. It's all good. I checked the standings. It's all good.
You're a sneak.
Well, it's because I was away. I just needed to see where I needed to see where everybody was at. So the Phillies lose yesterday, and they were up. They were up 3-2 after
had a great inning. Everybody was hitting extra base hits. It was awesome.
It was great after 5 more shutout innings. But they finally scored 3 runs in the 6th inning. But earlier in the game, Bryce Harper did what Bryce Harper does. He hits a single up the middle and says, I have an idea. I'm going to try to get a double out of this.
That sounds like the voice when I hear it, when I watch stupid plays like that, that's the voice I attach to it.
And this isn't the first time. He does this way too often. And, John, you and I are very similar when it comes to the base running thing. It drives me nuts when a Phillies fan will tell you, well, he can't bust it out of the box every time when he hits a tapper to third. But then he'll bust it out of the box on a single up the middle.
A routine single. That is a routine single.
And then
There's nothing special about that.
You know what they both result in? Whether he's jogging down the first baseline or trying his hardest to get to second on a single up the middle, they both result in the same thing, an out. They both result in him not being on base anymore. So Bryce Harper, I don't know how many times it's happened. I can count on more than one hand at this point.
Oh no!
Of the trying to get to second base.
More than two hands. The Phillies run into so many outs.
I'm talking about Harper himself. This single up the middle trying to get to second.
That's constant.
So
Harper's the biggest defender.
It's stupid. It's not aggressive.
It's not good
stupid.
baseball.
There are
stupid.
two. There's a big difference. So Bryce Harper after the game gets asked about that play. And then if you did not watch the game yesterday, later on in the game in the 8th inning, he led off the inning with a single. He's been hitting the ball well. So I hope
he has been.
I hope everybody's relaxed with the swinging of the bat. He's on first base. Brandon Marsh gets a single. So now it's first and third, right? Beautiful.
That's exciting stuff. We're feeling
beautiful.
good.
One out, first and third, one out. You can make a lot of things happen. Brandon Marsh tries stealing second. And Adolis Garcia pops up. And Brandon Marsh has no idea what's going on. No idea. None. Apparently nobody's screaming to get back. I don't know what happened. Brandon Marsh gets doubled up on a pop-up to the second base.
It's lost in the sun.
I can't believe it.
It's unbelievable.
Inning over. So listen to Bryce Harper's back-to-back questions. One about the 4th inning and one about the 8th inning. And I wonder if John and Connor catch what pissed me off.
I feel like every ball, or most of the balls that I hit in that spot, I try to get there. So I thought it was a good point in the game. Haven't really had anything going the whole day. Made a good throw and, got me in that situation.
Demoralizing is in that 8th. You get first and third, and that's it.
Yeah, just bad baseball. Had an opportunity right there and didn't do the thing we needed to do to come through in that situation.
All right, what pissed me off?
There's a lot of things there. First of all, that the idea that is he normally does that, like that's normal.
For him, it is. For him
normal?
Normal?
That's not a normal ball at all. That's not a normal ball that anybody tries to stretch into a double. Anybody in baseball. I don't know what the blankie's talking about.
Well, that's not what got me.
Okay.
Connor, you have a guess?
Yeah, absolutely. I know exactly what got you.
What is it?
He talked very differently about his mistake compared to Brandon Marsh's mistake.
Ding, ding, ding. Oh, I just tried to look, I've done that before, and we didn't really have anything going on.
All day long.
He made a good throw. When Brandon Marsh makes a mistake, that's bad baseball. Oh, hold on a second, brother. I love you. I love Bryce Harper, all right? I love Bryce Harper. But he does not, I'm not one of those guys that does not say anything critical about Bryce Harper. There's way too many people that hands off, can't say anything bad about NB3.
Oh, man,
right?
They are just in love with Bryce Harper.
In a span of, how long was that clip?
About 35 seconds.
In a span of 35 seconds. Stupid mistake. Dumb.
No, it
asinine.
No, it's stupid.
Like you can't give me any baseball metric. You can't give me any baseball guy that will tell me, oh no, that was an aggressive play. It just didn't work out for him. Nobody. And then in the very next sentence is bad baseball about everybody else. That pissed me off, dude. And that can't happen.
Yeah, but you're not shocked, are you?
No, because
you're not shocked because
the offseason was weird.
Yeah, this is this game.
And that's a carryover. It's not me, it's everybody else. The 4-hole was a problem last year. This was a problem last year. That was a problem last year.
He does not look in the mirror and see himself ever being an issue. And that's all I can take away from everything with Bryce Harper. He never looks at himself in the mirror and says, it's Dave Dombrowski's to play. How does Dave Dombrowski dare compare me to Freddie Freeman and say that I'm not elite anymore? Well, you're not, Bryce, but let's continue. But then oh my God, he's offended by everything. And he then tries to create the, pss, 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 give me a new contract, all this kind of stuff. And he doesn't hold himself responsible. He doesn't. He does not hold himself accountable.
Connor, what did you make of, you caught it. So what do you make of that?
Yeah, it's a crappy way to handle it, especially as one of the leaders of the team. Like, that's not the right way to go about it. Now, I'm trying to think of any possible way to, like, talk into what Bryce Harper was saying, but no, it's a double standard, and it can't happen right now.
It's a double standard because here's the deal. If he, let's just go even number 10 times.
It's more than that.
I know.
You know that.
The
It's
aggressive,
more than that.
Let me try to get to second. And he's made it 8 out of 10 times. You go, all right, tip of the cap, good throw. But he doesn't. He gets out a lot.
Yeah, he's like 2 out of 10 times.
He gets out a lot trying to stretch
does.
these singles. He's hitting singles up the middle to major league outfielders.
And
he made a good throw? No, he made a routine throw, bro.
He had turned John Kruk, and God bless you, John Kruk, for having integrity. He turns 2 steps. He was 2 steps beyond first base when the center fielder engaged the ball.
Yeah.
That's just stupid. That is, I made a decision when I left the box.
Yes, it's exactly
I'm
what it
going.
is.
And that's what Ricky was talking about postgame. That is I've made a decision, and smart baseball be damned. I don't care. I'm doing what I want to do. Look, I don't care about what the manager. Well, let's not even get into what the manager.
If we're talking about leadership, whether it's by actions or by being the vocal leader like Kyle Schwarber, Bryce Harper just went 0 for 2 because by actions he made a stupid base running decision again, and vocally to say he just made a good throw and then the next breath call it bad baseball about Brandon Marsh. I'm not saying Brandon Marsh wasn't bad at baseball. That was also stupid. Brandon Marsh was also a bad base runner yesterday. But he almost made it off like he did nothing wrong. Again. I got to call him out for that. All right, coming up next, we'll check the Davis Honda text line. Can't wait. Flyers fans, I need to hear from you all day. I'll take voice memos. I like that. 610-632-0975. But to finish this busy weekend recap, Johnny, we have a play-in tournament to discuss. It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5, the Fanatic.
Connor, Kincade Salciunas, Philly Sports Talk, 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
It is 6:47 here on Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. All right, before we get to the play-in, again, the statement was all your energy should be on the Flyers right now. But we do have a question. Where is most of your sports energy going right now? What do we have on the Davis Honda text line? You can feel the Davis difference. Check them out in Burlington. We love Davis Honda for sponsoring our text line, which also is voice memo ability as well. 610-632-0975. What do we got?
Joe from Media checks in and he says, I feel like the city has its own mojo. The Phillies doing what they're doing. Joel Embiid and his appendectomy. No worries. Here come the Flyers to keep everybody enthused and excited. It's nice to see the Sixers end their season the way they did, and seeing the Flyers in the regular season, the home stretch they've put together is a great thing as well.
And I predicted by everyone. We all knew that the Flyers would be the shining light in Philadelphia in 2026. Like we all knew that. Look, it's been a very fun ride. We started talking about it back in maybe January? Hey, could we see this for the first time? Because January was good. It was right. When did the Olympics start? February? When did the Winter Olympics happen?
It was not, but we were in the blizzard. We were watching the stuff.
So in January, they were playing good hockey. And they were
playing really good hockey.
We were just saying, all right, could this be the first time in a long time where we have the double dip, where the Sixers play one night and the Flyers play the next night, and then the Sixers play and then the Flyers play? And no, we weren't expecting deep run for the Sixers, not expecting deep run for the Flyers. I just want to see it. And who knows? We know that hockey is crazy come playoff time.
Absolutely.
So
I think it's the best. I think
great
it's the best
because upsets actually
postseason
happen.
product. But it also, though, doesn't like people will talk about it being like, oh, it's the best playoffs and everything. Yeah, but people don't understand. Also, don't understand. If you don't follow it all year long, it's tough.
Right.
But you can get into it and really enjoy it.
Get into your team and your team winning in tonight. 610-632-0975. What else do we have on the Davis Honda text line? And then, I got to check the poll of the day. It's been a while for me.
Yeah,
I haven't checked the Iron Mountain Men's Health poll in a while.
Wow, and you were on vacation. I would have thought you would have been checking. It's all right.
Nick from Westchester is checking in on the text line. And he says, anything can happen in the playoffs. Flyers will make the second round. Mark my words.
Sure. Why not, dude? I don't care. Let's go, man. Like, give me all the Flyers hockey horns and all the songs. Like, I don't care. Like, let's go, man. Why not? Just have fun with it.
It's so exciting.
This isn't the Phillies going into the playoffs and you're going, oh, my God, this has to be the year.
Yes.
This isn't the Eagles going into the playoffs saying, oh, my God, they have to get to a certain point.
No, this is the definition of house money.
Yeah.
This is the absolute This is, Connor, you're walking in and Dad says, here's 100 to go play some blackjack.
That's nice.
My dad never did that.
My dad never did that either, man. That must be, man.
All right, then I'm a much better parent than your father. So that's all I'm going to tell you.
That sounds nice.
Liv gets a $100 every time.
I borrow Coop's money to go back to the.
Now wait,
Coop, I had a bad night, Coop.
Now anything she wins, she has to. If she wins over that 100, she gets to keep the profit, give you the $100.
Well, I think that's fair.
That's the way it works.
Fair. But if she loses, you're just.
If she loses, I'm out the money.
Luck.
Exactly.
All right. What's the Dr. Avidan Appel Iron Mountain Men's Health poll of the day? I imagine it stayed strong even though I was gone.
Yes, it did. It's thanks to Dr. Avidan Appel. Not you, not me, not John. It is him doing the work. And we benefit from the results here. Where's the majority of your sports energy focused right now? 4 options for you, all teams included. The Flyers playoff push, the Sixers play-in, Phillies start to the season, and the Eagles off-season. 78% saying the Flyers playoff push. 0% saying the Sixers play-in.
As it should.
And then Eagles and Phillies are splitting 11% of the vote each.
Okay.
The thing is, though, here's the only problem with this. And I felt bad about it yesterday. There are a lot of members, like, I understand the Sixers is a major disappointment right now. Okay? But I don't want to. What Maxey has accomplished this year is a good deal.
Yeah.
What VJ Edgecombe has given me this year is a good deal.
Paul George post suspension.
Paul George post suspension
showed you.
Yeah, but I mean, Paul George I'm not giving him.
But if he wasn't suspended, maybe they're not playing in a play-in.
And if your aunt had, she'd be your uncle. But to me, there's been enough. Like, I feel bad for so many others, and I feel bad for Joel Embiid's luck on the injury front that an appendix bursts or appendix has to be taken out. I don't think it bursts.
It's just another weird thing, man. For Joel Embiid, it's unbelievable.
We talked a lot of curse on Friday.
I'm sure he did. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's just another thing. So look, we're in Wednesday night. Sixers.
Yeah, we're in.
You'll hear it here on the Fanatic. It's not that we're not going to watch it. It's just they win, they play Boston. And no, they will not upset the Celtics. And I don't think I could even fake the enthusiasm.
Really?
Yes, you can. Yes, you
now.
can. Because
That's
it's
a lie.
That Connor, thank you. That's a lie because I guarantee you when the series starts, because it's Boston and you're venom for Boston, you'll be able to generate some level of buy-in.
Andre Drummond going 30 and 10?
Dude, no.
Who cares if they have a chance? Just like a playoff matchup with the Boston Celtics?
You'll still buy into some level of, okay, I'm going to at least be intrigued.
My intrigue will be, how does Maxey and Edgecombe handle themselves?
Correct.
But it's not, can they steal one?
No. I get that. The thing is, though, that's, you know what? That is all. How about this? I'm not asking. That's all I'm going to demand of you. And I'm making a demand of you. That's all I'm going to demand of you.
My first day back.
Well, guess what? I'm making a demand. That is all I'm going to demand of you is that you don't pull the. Look, I know Jimmy Lynam said it on this show.
Right.
There's no reason to think they're beating the Celtics.
Look,
he's being obvious. He's stating the obvious. But the thing is that there still is reason. I like the idea of like there's what can Edgecombe do on a playoff stage?
Right.
Could he have one of those games where you say, "Wow, the future looks really bright. I'm excited."
Yeah, and that's pretty much
about
all
what the young man brings to the table.
Pretty much all you can take away from it.
That's what we're going to do. But that is what we are going to do. We as a collective group, that is what we swear to do. We're not going to crap on it.
Sixers and 5?
Why 5? You're giving a game to Boston?
Okay, now I want you both drug tested.
God.
After the show.
Larry O, Stanley Cup, bring me them both.
Let's go. Why not? Let's do the double parade. Would they each get their own day?
Or would you mix and match buses? I think that'd be pretty cool.
Well, there's no duck boats. I know that.
And Embiid and Martone next to each other?
No, because I don't want that negative energy rubbing off on Martone.
Yes. No, Martone and Edgecombe.
Martone and Edgecombe, yes.
Side by side.
They can hang out together. Absolutely.
Sexy as out.
He's confident, Embiid.
No. I don't want that.
Hey, why don't we get there first before you plan the parade?
Yeah. Coming up next. Eagles also. They made a trade.
They did.
And it involved a wide receiver. Is it the one that we've talked about for months?
Nah.
No. But it could lead to that. We'll get into that coming up next right here on 97.5 The Fanatic. Oh, sorry about that. A little rusty here, Connor. Let me tell you about that FanDuel Sportsbook app. Shout out to FanDuel. They took care of the first dinner on vacation. Nice little parlay. Boom. Right now, FanDuel customers, new ones. You can bet $5 and get $250 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. That's right. Turn $5 into $250 in bonus bets just for getting started. And when every possession matters in the playoffs, FanDuel makes it easy to get close to the action. From player props on your favorite stars to all the tools you need to back them up, FanDuel, in partnership with the Valley Forge, puts player research right at your fingertips. So you don't have to go to other websites to see what a guy's been averaging recently, what his three-point shooting percentage. It's all right there. The stats are there, the trends, the matchups, all in one place, and you can make your picks with confidence. It's everything that you need all in one app, so don't miss your shot. Just head to FanDuel.com/local to get started. Again, new users, $5 bet could get you $250 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. FanDuel, play your game. You got to be 21 plus, present Pennsylvania, first online real money wager. Only $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as eligible bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Winning they're in. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Flyers are right on the doorstep after a huge weekend. They took down the Jets 7-1 on Saturday, one of their most dominant performances of the year. Of course, a great call, as always, by Tim Saunders.
Again, the Cedar jumps in left circle, took a shot. He scores! Nick Cedar says, I want in on this party. It's 7-1, matching the Flyers' biggest goal output of the season. It comes on the road in Winnipeg.
And now the Flyers, the clinching scenario is simple for them. If they win either of their final 2 games, they're in the dance. They host the Hurricanes tonight, 7 p.m. You can hear that game live here on the Fanatic. The Sixers are also winning in. Well, if you count the play-in, they took down the Bucks 126-106 yesterday. They're in the 7th spot. That's locked in. They will take on the 8-seeded Magic on Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. If they win that game, they will be in the actual playoffs. So we will keep you updated on that as well. Phillies dropped 2 of 3 to the Diamondbacks over the weekend. They start a series with the Cubs tonight at the bank. Christopher Sanchez on the mound for a 6:40 first pitch. Eagles traded for wide receiver Dontavian Wicks on Friday. We'll talk to Zach Berman, the Athletic, coming up at 8:05 about that. Brian Buché gets us ready for Flyers hockey, 9:05. This update is brought to you by Allstate. Wish you could save on home insurance? With Allstate, you could easily save and get quality protection. Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
John, give me your thoughts on Unfiltered with Middays with Marks. Now more of Kincade and Salciunas.
97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
It is 7 a.m. here on Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic on this Monday morning win and your in day for the Philadelphia Flyers. We will talk more about that throughout the course of the show today. The excitement, you guys felt it all last week, which is good to hear. Because I remember,
it was fever pitch.
I've told this story, and I remember you talking about it, you listening that day. I think I was doing the show with Ant when I saw the "Let's Go Flyers" spray paint
on the underpass, right?
Yeah, and I was like, oh, I hadn't seen that in a while. It was post Chuck Fletcher. A lot of things needed to happen post Chuck Fletcher for this fan base to sort of get back into it, and it was the first bit of like fandom that I saw pop up. That wasn't just you're wearing your Flyer shirt because that was on the top of your dresser. Like somebody actually took their time to go out in oncoming traffic and spray paint "Let's Go Flyers" on an underpass. I was like, all right, that's a good sign. Like maybe people are getting into it again. And a couple of years go by, they don't make the playoffs. And now here we are waking up on this Monday morning of game day. 12 hours from now will be puck drop. 12 hours from now here on 97.5 The Fanatic, we could hear the Flyers beat the Canes and go to the playoffs. And it all starts this weekend. Like it's here. We've made it. All right? Like they have to make it. But we as a fan base have made it where we're talking about win and in situations, where we have been talking about, hey, if you keep on winning. Last week I was on vacation, but 2 weeks ago we were breaking down the points, and if this team wins, we need this team to lose. We're rooting for this team. We rooted for the Penguins and the Celtics on the same day.
And the weirdest crap has happened, honestly. Every single thing the Flyers needed to happen has happened. There has been so much goodwill that has come their way. I have never seen a team that needed to have a bunch of stuff happen for them in their favor have more good luck than the Flyers have had.
Shout out to Pope, whoever gave him that Flyers jersey.
And you called it on post-show or today's headlines, Comes your way at 7:47.
Okay.
You told us about it. I still remember that was one of your headline stories when the Pope was given the Flyers jersey, and we fooled around. I thought maybe that's going to be something that goes in the Flyers' way this year. I think we said Stanley Cup.
Maybe, really? Stanley Cup.
Maybe that was a little bit too much.
Connor,
Hey, we'll
Connor,
see.
that's bold.
I think it's more of the guys in the room than the Pope.
It's all about
but-
the man upstairs. Hey, every time somebody wins a championship, first thing they say is, I want to thank God. All right? And the Pope.
We're going to Disney World.
That's true. Well, no, that's only the MVP. All right? The MVP doesn't go religion first. They go Disney World. Everybody else, all 52 other players on the football field, they say God first, okay?
By the way, it's good payday to be able to do that.
Damn right.
They pay you good payday to do it.
Speaking of the football field,
Uh-huh.
the Eagles will have a new wide receiver lining up next to Jalen Hurts or in the slot or on the outside. Dontavian Wicks. The Philadelphia Eagles made the trade for him after you guys got off the air on Friday. So this is your first chance to react to it as well. Eagles make the trade for Wicks. So what? They swapped a couple fifth-round picks. It wasn't anything crazy because they wanted to work on the new contract. He gets the one-year extension worth up to $12 million. So the Eagles have him for this season and next season. Now, if you remember, when we've talked about the Packers over these couple of years of you and I doing the show together, what have I said about Packers wide receivers?
You think that they are a bunch of guys.
Bunch of guys. That's exactly what I said.
And I think that is, see, I quote you. They are, and I couldn't agree with you more.
I'm not saying they're bad. It's just they're a bunch of guys. I like Jaden Reed. I like Dontavian Wicks. I like Romeo Doubs. I like Matthew Golden.
But they're a bunch
I like
of guys.
Christian Watson. I just named you 5 wide receivers on one football team, and not one of them would be a number one on any team in the NFL.
They're a bunch of guys.
Unless it's a bad team. They're a bunch of guys. So Dontavian Wicks, I'm intrigued. He's a nice player, but he's a guy. He's not your number one wide receiver. But now that you have him and Hollywood Brown to add to Devontae Smith, that's 3 wide receivers. A.J. Brown's getting traded. Whether people want, I don't know. What was last week all about? I know what was going on for one.
Did you miss it?
I know what was going on for one of the reporters last week.
I hope you're sitting down to hear this.
God, I know that story took a major turn to the couple's retreat. But A.J. Brown's getting traded, regardless of who's reporting it. All right, whether it's Mike Vrabel or Adam Schefter, everybody's reporting it at this point.
Or a proxy.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say the wrong name? A.J. Brown's getting traded. And that's just another move that kind of sets that up this weekend. But your thoughts on Dontavian Wicks?
I don't know much about his game. I got to be honest. I had to go and watch videos this weekend. I watched on the plane yesterday. Watched videos. I don't know much about his game. That's why I watched, and I'm like, yeah, he's a
guy.
He's a guy.
Yeah, young player, though, so you got a lot of room to grow, you imagine. The touchdown rate's pretty good considering how often he's targeted, so we'll see if there's more in a different style offense. And if Sean Mannion trusts him to come back
That's
in
the
here,
other thing.
That's something that, well, it also says what the Eagles think of Sean Mannion. They're letting him hire his guys. They're talking to him about going out and getting guys that he previously coached at his last job. They're giving him the keys to this thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's and look, as they should. You should let an offensive coordinator have some say.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? Unless it's Kevin Patullo. Like, this is a guy, Sean Mannion's being talked about being a next head coach in league circles, right? So
Yes.
You're going to give that guy that kind of power. And he also is bringing in a whole different offense. Like, Dontavian Wicks might fit this Kyle Shanahan offense more so than Jahan Dotson did, right?
Correct.
So you need to bring in guys that work. You can't just square peg round hole, which one thing that I will give Nick Sirianni credit. Well, there's a lot of things I'll give Nick Sirianni credit for, but one of the things that I will give him credit for is Sirianni has always been good with, I'm not going to try to make something work without the right pieces. And he said that from jump, year one, when they were 2-5, he realized that he was not a good play caller. So he handed it off to somebody that he thought could do a better job.
I think he got told to.
They also realized that Jalen Hurts could not throw the ball 40 times. So they didn't ask him to, right? Obviously, every once in a while, you ask him to. The NFC Championship game, you need him to do certain things. But
And boy, does he excel. When he's asked to do weird things, Jalen Hurts finds a way to excel and get it done.
absolutely. But you're not going to ask him to do it
No.
every single week
No.
because we saw the one time they tried it this year. And it went really
It was the
poorly
worst
against
game
the
of his career.
Chargers. It was,
Right.
It was really good or bad. So a fine trade. They did not give up much. They clearly value him if they're giving him a contract for up to $12 million in 2027. But this is just another signal that June 1st is right around the corner.
It does. They're not signing this many wide receivers and saying, yeah, AJ's sticking around.
Yeah.
Just doesn't make any sense. But does it tell you that they're not using – would it tell you that they're not going to use draft capital of the first 2 days on a wide receiver?
No, not necessarily.
That's my biggest question.
I'm not – Hollywood Brown is – he's not even an Eagle in my opinion.
Why is that? By the way, because I'm just going to say to you at some point, there it is. That there is if you see what all the stuff that was said about him, if you just hear Lamar talk about him and you hear Mahomes talk about him, they really do think. Now they don't think he's A.J. Brown,
right?
But they think a lot of him.
He's going to be on the team. It's just I'm not drafting a wide receiver because I have Hollywood Brown on my team. You know what I mean?
Okay.
He is not he's not a part of my plans.
Yeah, none of these guys are don't draft a guy to
right.
me. Yeah. Even monetarily. I mean, they're not long-term deals for any of these guys. So you draft somebody young, it's a cheap option, you add them to the room.
Because here's the deal. There's a fall off. The reason why I've never wanted to trade A.J. Brown is because of how good of a player he is, regardless of him giving 100% full effort at times. There is a fall off of A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith to Devontae Smith and who do you want to name the number 2 wide receiver? Do you want to
go Hollywood?
You want to go Hollywood Brown for now? All right. There's a fall off of A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith to Devontae Smith and Hollywood Brown. And so you need to draft a wide receiver still with relatively early capital, but you still have so many other areas that you need to target, to your point.
I mean, there's just, to me, I think this would tell you that wide receiver is not going to be a first or second round target for the Eagles this year.
Yeah, I guess
what it
that's
would
probably
tell.
right.
That's what my guess would be, that they realize they have other needs that they have to attack. That's my guess. But again, you never know, Howie.
They told you that kind of before this trade happened, though. With all the visits they're doing, it's heavy offensive line. The number of guys they're having in for actual visits. It seems like they're going where.
Well, they need to find a cornerstone guy, right? Like with Lane Johnson almost on his way out. Congratulations on getting married over the weekend, Lane Johnson. With everything going on and his career coming to an end, you're going to need to draft a guy. You have had a staple at right tackle for over a decade. You need to hit on that draft pick. Need to. So I said it about a month ago that this is a franchise-level importance draft.
Correct.
You miss on these first 2 rounds, you're in trouble. They got old pretty quick. They have some very, very young, superstar, talented players. Jalen Carter and Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean. Where's the young superstar talent on offense? There is none. Young?
Nope.
Devontae's not getting any younger.
Well,
he's ready to take.
Devontae Smith is so young.
Yeah,
though.
and he's going to take that next step forward. But then after that, Saquon's getting up there.
No, I got you.
Dallas
No.
Goedert's up there. Your offensive line is up there. And maybe not age-wise, but physically, right? We know what Landon Dickerson and Cam Jurgens both went through last year. Hell, they were doing stem cell stuff this offseason. Overseas. They had to leave the country to get it done. It'll be an interesting draft. All right, what do we have on the Davis Honda text line? You can feel the Davis difference. Check them out in Burlington. We love them. What do we got?
We got a lot of people checking in on the Flyers who are flyered up for tonight's game. Gina from Southwest Florida says, I'm absolutely flyered up right now. I won tickets for tonight via Unfiltered for my daughter and grandson. Excited to see the next generation of Flyers fans through my grandson's eyes. Great game for their first game.
Dude, that is a great game for their first game.
That's awesome.
How old are the grandchildren? You and I have had this conversation. Post-show headlines a couple weeks ago. John asked me a question. Let's say it's a win and you're in for the Phillies or playoff game. Do you take your son or your dad?
And I said to you, do you take your son or your dad?
And I say without hesitation right now, my dad.
Yeah, under the
my
age of
son's
like 8.
4.
What do you say?
Under the age of 8, I think you go dad.
Under the age of 8. The one thing I would think of is night game, Connor, which is good strategy on your part. Night game, really being able to stay awake and everything like that.
Yeah, you're napping on like $500 tickets. We're gonna have a problem on the ride home.
I never had that issue as a child.
See, I never did either for
But I
something
loved
like
going to
that.
game-
But I didn't
loved
go
going
to
to
Flyers
games.
playoff games when I was 8.
Right.
I didn't. We weren't blessed enough to have tickets because back then in this town, that was a hard ticket.
Of course. I need what did we get a name on the text there?
Yeah, it's Gina in Southwest Florida.
Gina, I need
Hi, Gina.
I need those kids to be rocking tonight.
Gotta be loud.
I gotta be really loud.
Where is Gina in Southwest Florida? But what part of Southwest Florida, Gina? Because we're all jealous because you loved your week in Florida last
I had a
week.
great time. As I said to John when I pulled it in the parking lot this morning, thank God we have cool jobs. I would not want to be back. It was the damn near perfect week. It was amazing.
That's
All right.
awesome.
Sorry to brag about it. What else we got?
It's absolutely awesome.
Gonna be Tom Cruise from Cocktail. We
I
also
saw Tom Cruise. Oh, I know.
What?
It was just the big church of Scientology.
Well, there you did.
yeah.
You saw. Well, he's been there.
Chris
He's
from
been, John Travolta.
I got approached.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
They always do.
I was taking my son to there's a park right next to the
Right.
Church of Scientology. Look, with all due respect, you do you. All right, I don't care.
They're
But
always recruiting.
But don't come up to me and my 4-year-old. Excuse me, do you have time for a few questions? I go, no.
No,
my
I do
son wants to
not.
go to the freaking park. He sees the splash pad over there, and you want to talk about that? No.
I got approached when we were there when we were down with the Eagles trip too, and I said the same thing. I said, "Thank you very much." No, but thank you very much.
I didn't even say thank you. I said, no, I'm taking my son to the park.
Well, I didn't have a son with me.
My son's
at
holding
that
my
time.
hand. Like, no.
Well, that's a little different.
What else?
Chris from Jackson, New Jersey checks in and says, Flyers have been on fire since moving Coots down to the fourth line, bringing energy and goal scoring to that unit. It's a little thing, but it all adds up. They're a much more rounded team now. Hopefully they have a good run. Let's go Flyers.
I love like that. That makes me happy.
Did Coots have a problem with it? They're getting moved.
Not that I heard.
No, I mean we don't know. His agent didn't talk up this time, but I mean I like it though. I like it the fact that is doing whatever you can do. And by the way, he's been thriving.
He's been clicking. You know what he's doing? I know Rob Thompson's a sour subject right now, but Rob Thompson in 2022 just kept on clicking all the right buttons. Right? Remember that in the playoffs? Every move he made was the correct move. It kind of feels that way with Tocchet right now, where he's on a heater. Like if he was at the blackjack table or if he was at the roulette table, like he's just winning constantly right now. All right, what else we got?
All right, we also have people checking in very upset about the Phillies, which is not surprising. This texter says, we all need to stop saying that it's not the manager's fault for bad base running and other stupid stuff the players do. When does the manager step up and act like a manager and hold them accountable and do something about it? It's the manager's fault at this point. They keep doing the same things. Something needs to change.
That's the thing, the accountability thing. Like, there does come a time where the manager's got to step up, and he doesn't. And I like Rob Thompson.
Okay,
But
can you tell me a little here? Can you tell me what you like?
I think he's a very calming presence, which for over a course of a long season is an important
Okay,
thing.
it's been 4 years of that.
But he's got to hit the button.
Is it working? It's not working.
Well,
It's getting them to the playoffs.
No, it doesn't. And again, I will tell you, again with the salary.
Yeah.
When you spend that much money, you win 93 games. Baseball history, spend what John Middleton has spent, the average team wins 93 games. Rob Thompson has done that once. Once. So he has not overachieved ever. He's done actually less with what the team has spent on. So don't tell me what he's accomplished by wins in the regular season. His lackadaisical approach creates a lackadaisical team. Shucks.
Would you make a move now?
Yes.
They've done that twice,
Yes.
by the way.
So you would fire him today.
Yes. Yeah, no.
He was trying to fire him last week while you were on vacation.
No, yesterday. I do it yesterday because Connor wouldn't let me do it the other day.
It is still early April.
Connor wouldn't let me. No, it's not early with Rob Thompson. When a manager's here 4 years, you can't give me it's early. You can't give me the it's early. You've seen the movie.
I can't do the Preston Mattingly thing on April 13th.
What do you mean?
Not Preston
Not
Mattingly.
Preston. Don.
No,
Yeah.
guess what? I'll take Preston Mattingly.
Stop.
I will take Preston at this point. I will take anyone that has a pulse. Send the team doctor downstairs with the paddles. Send the Philadelphia coroner in to see if Rob has a pulse, because that post-game press conference yesterday was a freaking embarrassment.
He didn't talk to Bryce.
It was an embarrassment.
Maybe he talked to him after the
Absolute joke. A joke. And I thank you, John Kruk, for having integrity. I thank you, Ricky Batalico, for having integrity. That on the Phillies broadcast, you both called it out.
Yep.
And that they both called out, Ricky Batalico afterwards calling it out, going, and the manager doesn't even feel the need to talk to the player about it.
I don't get it.
It's pathetic.
Look, I'm not trying to fire the guy, but hey, Rob, like, why doesn't he feel the need to? If this was a one-time thing, I get it. All right, like all right. He thought he had a beat on second base and that he was going to beat the throw. It's a long season. Mistakes are going to happen. But this is a common occurrence with Bryce Harper. Brandon Marsh getting doubled up on a pop-up to the second baseman. Don't give me the shortstop deked him. Like, don't give me that.
I mean,
that's
so ridiculous.
You got to get situational baseball. Like,
Yeah,
it's
you gotta know.
first and third with an out.
It's so
Like,
bad.
What are you freaking doing?
It's so bad. It's so little league.
And base running is an issue with this team and has been
And
for a
they
long
don't.
time.
And they're never held accountable. They're never held accountable. And it is okay for a manager to come out and say, we cannot have those mistakes. Bryce needs to know better. Brandon Marsh needs to know better. We're not going to get where we want to go as a team if our best players are making mistakes like that, are not paying attention like that. That is completely okay.
Yeah, you got to push the
And
button.
if Brycey has a problem with it, then if he's worried about Bryce going in, he's sensitive about that kind of stuff. He doesn't want that. Then too freaking bad. Too bad. You can't manage that way. And you know what? We've had enough managers in this town who've been wildly successful who haven't given a damn about that.
Yeah.
Because everybody needs to be held responsible and to be able to be called out. And Bryce Harper should be okay with being called out.
Bryce Harper, after the game, saying that the guy just made a good throw getting him out at second.
Ridiculous.
And then saying that Brandon Marsh's double play was bad baseball. That pissed me off.
Yeah, it's bad leadership.
I can't, like, yo, dude, you've already had an off season where a lot of people have been questioning you. You then had a beginning of the season where he heard boos for the first time, and he's been hitting the ball really well. And that's why I think a lot of people overreacted to the slow start offensively.
And by the way, one that we called out people for overreacting.
Yeah, he's hitting the ball really freaking well right now.
Is.
But this tumultuous offseason that he's had, he can't have an opportunity to speak on his own mistake and say it was a good throw, and then the very next breath tell the reporters that it was bad baseball when Brandon Marsh got doubled up. Can't do that. That's bad leadership. That's bad. And this is a team that needs it. This is a team that needs to get out of their own way. Because let's face it, that's what's happened the last three playoffs.
But
They've
Bryce,
gone in their own way.
But Bryce wears Fanatic socks, and he loves being, and he chose to be here. That's that people are absolutely fascinated by it, and they will not accept any kind of critique.
Yeah, but that's the fans. Like, this is past the fans. I don't care how the fans look at Bryce Harper today. I care how the manager handles Bryce Harper today.
Do you though? No, I'm not trying to be too confrontational here. But do you?
Yeah.
Then
That's
change
poor
the
leadership.
Then change the tactics and say, Rob Thompson, you're never going to accept this again.
Well, they're never going to accept this again. It's going to happen again, but he does need to change the tactics.
From him.
His tone needs to change.
Right. He needs to be more vocal.
He needs to talk to the player.
Then that's all I ask, Connor. From this day forward, Rob Thompson needs to change his tactics or it's unacceptable.
He's not going to, but that's what we're going to ask him to do.
But if he doesn't,
what do you want me to do? I can't put him in handcuffs.
Say he should go.
No. I'm not going to fire the guy.
So in other words, you don't hold him accountable. You don't care what he does.
John, no, I do want to hold him accountable, but there's a line of what's firing a guy.
I'm not firing the manager in April.
Oh my gosh, it's 4 years, dudes. It's 4 years. It's not April.
It's also
the 4 years.
Fourth month of the year.
It's 4 years. It's not. Nothing's going to change, and you know it.
They played 15 baseball.
Connor just admitted that it's not going to change. He said it. I can quote him.
Maybe Bryce knows himself. All right,
not going to change.
Coming up next. There are going to be two segments today where it's a good cop, bad cop situation. I think John's going to be the bad cop. You're going to be the one that roughs up the some Flyers fans. Not all. Some. The non-believers and the gatekeepers. I'll play good cop later. We start with bad cop next. It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now, on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Sixers match up with the Magic. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Sixers finished up their regular season yesterday. They beat the Bucks 126-106, and the seeding is now official for them. They're in the 7th spot, which puts them in the play-in. They got a play-in game with the 8th-seeded Magic on Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. at the Xfinity Mobile Arena. Nick Nurse met with media after the Sixers win over the Bucks. He gave his initial reaction to matching up with Orlando.
Pretty physical team. Looks like they got everybody back now, too. So that's a very talented team. Big wings and aggressive guards, and they got some decent depth, so it'll be a really tough game.
We'll be getting you geared up for the Sixers playing game all week. We're also getting you ready for the Flyers. They're right on the doorstep of making the postseason. They took down the Jets 7-1 on Saturday, one of their most dominant performances of the year. Now the clinching scenario is easy for them. If they win either of their final 2 games, they're in. They host the Carolina Hurricanes tonight at 7 p.m. You can hear that game live right here on 97.5 The Fanatic. Phillies dropped 2-3 to the Diamondbacks over the weekend. They start a series with the Cubs tonight at Citizens Bank Park. 6:40 p.m. first pitch. Christopher Sanchez faces Javier Assad in the pitching matchup. And the Eagles traded for wide receiver Dontavian Wicks on Friday. Zach Berman of The Athletic will join us coming up at 8:05 to talk about that acquisition, the latest with the Eagles offseason. Brian Buché joins us coming up at 9:05 to get us geared up for some big Flyers hockey later tonight. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
7 a.m. hour is brought to you by the Bet Parks online casino and sportsbook app. Live bet sports on the Bet Parks app. Play all your favorite casino games. There's always another way to win on the Bet Parks online casino and sportsbook. Got to be 21 in Pennsylvania, Jersey, or Maryland. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
All right, before Bad Cop walks into the room, congratulations are in order. We talked about it when he announced it, but yesterday was the last regular season game for Matty Cord as the PA announcer for your Philadelphia 76ers. 28 years, all the memories, all the names.
All the late nights.
The late nights and then early mornings down the hall at MGK, now with MMR, our sister stations. But I saw the one-on-one with Amy Fadul where he gave some of his favorite names, obviously the Iverson introductions, Andre Iguodala, Lou for two, Lou Williams. There's so many great memories with Matt Cord, a staple of buildings because it was more than just the now Xfinity Mobile Arena. But,
And this one.
yeah, I mean he's great and he's a great person. That's the other
really
thing.
is.
We're lucky enough that just because he's done with the Sixers, we still get to see him down the hall. And he's a great guy. And I know they have another game tomorrow or Wednesday, the play-in tournament against the Magic. But yesterday, the final regular season game for Matty Cord. A great career as a PA announcer.
A weird thing after doing that 28 years, that every game he now does, he's going, is this the last game I'm ever doing?
Yeah, moving forward.
Yeah,
bro.
it's like sudden death for him. Going,
Yeah.
Is this the last one? Or is there going to be another one?
And if they win,
he knows there'll be two more.
Right.
If they win, he knows there's going to be at least two more. It's exciting. It's good for Matt. And we all love Matt around.
Great person. So congratulations to Matt Cord. By the way, YouTube chat buzzing. I missed you guys.
We love that.
It's good to have you guys back in my life. With all due respect, I did not watch a second of the show while I was gone.
We didn't miss you. We missed you personally here, but we didn't miss you watching us.
MBD is talking about your outfit today, Connor.
Yeah, everyone likes the sweatshirt.
He believes you're wearing a bath mat for a shirt. I kind of get what he's saying. And then
I sort of like it.
It's a normal sweatshirt. Find a new slant.
It's not a normal sweatshirt.
And then Draco Medina, which is a great name. Even though you and I are going to disagree here, it's a great name. Draco Medina, like that, I kind of want to be friends with you.
Why are we going to disagree on that?
Still believes that A.J. Brown's not getting traded. The trade for Dontavian Wicks had nothing to do with A.J. Brown. Never seen a trio of guys that are more wrong than right, speak with confidence about a team they have no clue about. Chunas needs to stick to his bad baseball takes. Yeah. I don't think I've said anything wrong about the Phillies recently. I think I've been on a heater. But when it comes to A.J. Brown, he's not going to be here. We just got to get over it. I can't even say it anymore. But we just got to get over it. He's not going to be here anymore. How many more wide receivers you want them to pick up?
I think if they get 3 more, I start to worry.
Don't forget they got Darius Cooper. They got Darius Cooper out of Tarleton State.
Yeah, I mean, it's all right there in front of you. If you can't see it right now, I don't know what you're watching.
You're missing something, and I get it. You don't want him traded. Neither do I. But I've also faced facts.
Now, these same people will be the same ones that will go, and the media ran him out of town.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
No, AJ ran himself out of town with his subversive, I want to be traded.
Yeah, and having a list.
Please trade me.
Having a list of teams.
Yeah, please trade me.
And all that kind of stuff. Yeah. All right. What's your message to? There's 2 groups of Flyers fans right now to talk to. One is the non-believers, and then there's the gatekeeper.
Well, it's the gatekeeper stuff. And Connor and I did it last week. It's like, look, I think we put the gatekeeper thing to bed. The gatekeeper thing, and it was a very small group of people, but there was a small group of the digital media, like there was blog sites and things like that were like doing let's build a wall and be like, this people don't bling it. And there was these people, even this morning, one guy, you're wrong. I brought up last night, the Columbus, their radio broadcaster at the end of the game said, the season's over. He said, we will not be seeing the Blue Jackets in the playoffs for another year. I was listening on the NHL app. The Blue Jackets weren't eliminated with a loss.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
I've never heard anything like it in my life. If I'm the team today, I'm firing the guy. Like, you're fired. If you're at the end of the game saying, and for another year, the Blue Jackets will miss the playoffs. And he says it. You can go find the audio. He says it. Season's over. 2nd consecutive year. The Blue Jackets, with a game to go in the season, will miss the playoffs. They're not eliminated. He didn't even do the math.
That's pretty bad.
That's bad. That's really bad.
That's pretty bad.
So I ripped it this morning. I ripped it. How could it happen? And one of the blog site guys comes after me and he goes, "You guys didn't even know, and you're the Flyers station, and the Flyers would lose the tiebreaker." And I'm like, dude, I'm talking about Columbus. It has nothing to do with the Flyers. Columbus can still. There's nothing to do with it right now. You just got to watch. They're not eliminated from the playoffs yet. It's like there's this anger about it. Just build a bigger tent. Let everybody in. Don't be mean. Like, just build a bigger tent.
All right.
And if you're one of them. But the rebuild deniers are one. There are a lot of people, and when I mean a lot, I would say it's not the majority, but I think it was a lot that were ripping the Briere-Jones administration most of this year. And now you got people rounding back going, well, you guys were too. No, we weren't. No, we weren't.
Not this show.
Not this show. Now, other shows maybe were. So you can take it up with them. You can't take it up with us. So I asked ESPN Stats and Information this morning. The 3 years of the Briere-Jones administration. First year was plus 14. They went from 61 to 75 points. Plus, year two, they went from 75 to 87 points, plus 12. If they win one of the last two games, they're going to go plus 9. They're going to have another 10% rise in points. A 10% double-digit rise in points 3 consecutive years from a team with 61 points. 60 points. That 60-point range, less than 65 is the number I was given, has only happened 7 times in NHL history. I would say the growth and the road back to respectability, doing something that's been done 7 times, that's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
I would say it's pretty damn good. And so what I'm saying is, look, is the rebuild perfect? I said last week, Connor, I think I gave it a B.
Yeah, that's what you gave it.
Yeah, I'm not giving it I don't think it's an A. I don't think it's anything that Danny and Keith are out there like saying, mission accomplished. Wow, let's wave the flag. This is a great rebuild. Everything is great. There were mistakes made. There's all kinds of things that they could have potentially done better or choices that could have been made. But people were painting this as like a failure. This team's going nowhere.
Yeah, I never understood that. Like, look, one of the big things that we've always said, literally always have said,
always,
Flyers need to find a goaltender, right? Like that was the big one. And you obviously had the Carter Hart situation that turned this rebuild direction into a totally different route, right? Completely different direction. And they find Vladar. And the one thing that we have been saying on the show, even going back to before you and I started working with one another, was that they were starting to get the bones, right? Like the guys that were going to be the structure of this team. With all due respect to Coots and to Travis Konechny, they're here now. But you're talking about years to come. They're not going to be here for many, many, many years to come. It's these young guys that you're really going to build around. And I know the Michkov's story has been shaky, came into camp out of shape.
And the last 10, 15 games, he's been a huge part of why they're winning.
Right, he's been great. So I get it. There has been weird stories, and the Carter Hart situation, that's more than just weird. Like, that's bad. Like, a lot of things have happened.
That's dirty and filthy.
But was that their fault? Like, no, it wasn't Danny Briere's fault. It wasn't Keith Jones' fault. And what have they done? They have found ways to get around it. So much so that they win tonight. They are in the playoffs.
They're in.
And there's people that didn't want it because they thought it was bad for the rebuild.
And by the way, too, they win. They can go. They can get their 42nd win tonight, and then win tomorrow night. And then Pittsburgh loses. They can have their 43rd win. They could still climb up to second place.
They could, which that's actually unbelievable.
Like, it's crazy. So there's a lot of good stuff can happen. You still got to hold off the Caps, though.
Yeah.
Still got it. There's still a little bit of work.
Just win.
That's why you got to win.
Just win, baby. Just take care of it tonight.
Just win, baby.
All right. So our man Draco has responded, saying that
is a cool name.
That Dontavian Wicks is not a number 2 wide receiver. I'm not telling you that he is.
Why do you think they paid him? I would ask Draco.
Ding.
Why do you think they paid him $12.5 million, Draco? How about this? Over $10 million? Over $10 million makes you a number 2 wide receiver.
In that range.
If you're just going by salary, $10 million makes you a number 2 wide receiver on, how about like 80% of the rosters?
Yeah. Coming up this year, Darius Slayton getting $12 million. Rashad Bateman, $12.2. Khalil Shakir, who's the one in Buffalo, well, not anymore, but was the one in Buffalo, $13.2. Mike Evans, $14, a little bit different because of his age. Cooper Kupp, $15. All right, that's a little bit more, but it's all in that range. Like, they're paying him to be a factor.
They are paying him to be – he's not being paid. He's being paid as a number 2 wide receiver.
I don't view him as one. To your point, Draco, I don't view Dontavian Wicks
we're not disagreeing with him on that
as a number 2 wide receiver, but
they're paying him like one.
Yeah.
They're paying him like one.
You're not always going to have the 2 really high-paid wide receivers, which the Eagles have the last couple of years in both A.J. Brown and Devontae
And
Smith.
why would they pay him like one?
Well, they want to lock him up.
And if they and they don't want to just lock him up for this year, but for next year. Yep. Why would they be doing that?
All right, coming up
Let's
next.
think about it.
Today's headlines. Connor Thomas, I missed it. How did headlines go last week?
It was good. We got some great stuff from Sean and Austin.
Damn right.
Now I'm back in the saddle.
What are you eating?
What?
Were you eating? Or did you just have a little saliva buildup?
Just now?
Yeah.
Nothing? Huh.
I know a little saliva.
I heard a little saliva buildup. Coming up next.
I'm fine.
We have today's headlines with Connor Thomas here on 97.5 The Fanatic.
All right, let me tell you, have a Bradford White water heater in your home. You're going to be pretty happy because, look, I'm busy. I want to know I have hot water whenever I need it. I want to be able to take a shower after playing golf or getting up at 4 in the morning. I want to be able to run the laundry or the dishwasher when I need it. I want reliable performance, top performance year after year. And that's what people expect when they have a Bradford White water heater. Now, a lot of people don't know that a Bradford White water heater, not only built to be the best, they take care of you because it's built from the finest components from around the world. And that's one of the things that people don't know about Bradford Whites is that it is the best. They have the best components. They are a sleek, absolutely amazing company, locally based. They use the best. They have the tankless models. They have the more traditional models. And their new Infinity tankless and Aerotherm hybrid heat pump models save you tons of cash. Now, look, let's say you go to a big box store. You're not going to find a Bradford White. Just go get a plumbing professional by going to BradfordWhite.com, find the plumbing pro near you, and get connected. They'll bring one to your home, they'll hook it up for peak efficiency, and then you'll learn what I already know. How you heat your water, it matters. Choose my friends at Bradford White.
Got something to say about and the Fanatic app.
It is 7:47 here on Kincade Salciunas 97.5, the Fanatic. Just more A.J. Brown discourse on the YouTube chat. Remember, I said...
What now?
When you were on vacation, John.
Yeah.
I said to Connor that I promise I will not be the I told you so guy when A.J. Brown gets traded.
But
I'm starting to get pushed that when he gets traded, I might be the I told you so guy.
At this point, with stuff that's going, you absolutely have a right to be.
Yeah,
if people are going to be, because I'm telling you, you absolutely have a right to be if people are going to do because there's been enough of the, all this fake story, the fake stories. When A.J. Brown and his agent have put out a wish list of where he wants to be traded, and people are still trying to claim that it is a fake story. Why would he say where he wants to be traded if it's a fake story? Like, I really don't understand. Like, I'm trying to understand, and I'm trying not to be like, with this. I'm saying, what don't you grasp about that?
Yeah, they're just in denial. It's not that they can't grasp it; they're choosing not to.
No, Connor, because it's more than that. Because it's fake media making this stuff up. Fake media.
Right.
No, it's not fake media making up when his agent is putting out a list.
They're illogically in denial because they like the player and they want him on the team.
Yeah, but that's the kind of people you can't just say no. You can't say when it does happen.
You know what? Credit to Renee. Renee's been one of our great YouTube commenters that gets very angry.
Love Renee.
She just commented, if, all caps if he gets traded, have a field day. I'll give you a lot of respect for that.
Right, and that's great.
Because there's a lot of people that will do the media ran him out of town.
And Renee's fantastic.
Yeah, I don't care what the fan base says. I will feel dirty celebrating in any way, like A.J. Brown being traded.
Yeah,
even though it's him,
I don't want him traded.
I don't care. I'll feel dirty celebrating that.
Look, none of us want him to go, but you know who wants to go? He does.
Right, and that's fine. I'm just not going to be like, told you so. I don't want anything like positively out of this because this is not a positive situation for the Eagles.
But he's the guy who wants to go. He's the guy who forced this divorce.
I know. I'm agreeing with you, but I still he's a great player on this team that I wish was on this team.
We wish he was too, but he's the one who says he doesn't love you, Connor. He doesn't love us.
Okay, but he's a very talented player, and I want him on my football team.
I do too, but he doesn't love us.
Okay, I don't care whether he loves me or not. I care whether or not he's a good football player, and he is, so I want him.
Oh, no, we all do, but he doesn't love us, so it's like, okay, we got to just deal with it. He doesn't love us.
Now, quick question, because I didn't get to react much to it.
What's that?
Who breaks the story?
Yeah.
Well, it can't be.
Well, she could on her own on account, right?
No. I believe I'm not going to use this.
It'll be Shefty.
I was going to say.
It'll be Shefty.
Yeah, does she do sources tell the Athletic or source told me?
No, I believe there's a gag order on. I was going to use the word. I believe there's a gag order on her breaking any stories right now.
Does she have multiple sources?
Well,
it's time now for today's headlines with Connor Thomas.
Today's headlines with the Connor Thomas.
Connor, who's the last friend you interlocked fingers with?
None. I don't think.
Christy would kill you
sometimes. But let's tell you first. Today's headlines is brought to you by Lundy Law. For over 70 years, Lundy Law.
I know somebody that might.
If you need them, remember the name Lundy Law. Your injury lawyers. Visit LundyLaw.com. That's LundyLaw.com. Now we have a chance for you coming up right at 8 o'clock. Win $1,000. The Fanatic Parlay Cash Company-wide contest.
Yeah,
but. Somebody doesn't need it. We had a Sixers fan win $10K over the weekend.
Let's get ready. Make some noise for Isaiah. I have faith in you. You can do this. Oh, come on. Congratulations. You just won $10,000.
A half-court shot.
That's incredible.
I always love when they do like the jumping around with the players too, and the players get into it. Oh yeah,
like Maxey got into it, Paul George got into it.
Yeah, it was a sick moment. That's got to be like the moment of that guy's life.
Do you remember Darius Garland last year? We may have talked about it on the air. I don't remember. But Garland was behind a fan right before the fan did the half-court shot. He was like dribbling through the legs, and Darius Garland rolled his eyes at him. He was caught on camera behind him, like rolling his eyes, and the guy hit it. And then Garland was like, "Oh my God, he made the shot." And he actually apologized or whatever.
I wasn't familiar with your game. My bad.
That's awesome.
By the way, half the time, the people, I get so jealous of the people that get called up on the court for these things. Because half the time, it looks like they've never shot a basketball in their life. And you're like, oh, man, can I get a chance?
Luck of the draw, baby.
I guess. Congratulations to him. That's awesome.
10K is pretty good, but it's nowhere near the payday that one Rory McIlroy got this weekend. Back-to-back Masters championships for Rory.
His year again. Rory is a rare repeat winner at Augusta.
First time since Tiger in 2000-2001, only the fourth man to ever accomplish that. And what'd you guys think of the final couple of days of the Masters?
Well, I watched 2 total
I didn't
holes.
watch a lot.
And it was 17 and 18 for Rory. He made it interesting again. Bad tee shot on 18, but he recovered because he's a really good golfer. Scheffler was complaining. My boy, he was complaining about something about the sod.
Yeah, I don't know, man. The golfers, they are very particular about their playing surface.
Yeah, no, congratulations to Rory. My wife, after she was sitting next to me when he won, how much did he win? I was like, let me Google. I was like, $4.4 million. That's it? I thought it'd be more. I'm like, that's it.
That's it.
Hey,
honey.
Now, you know what's crazy about that is I just happened to read this morning. This is strange to you. Do you know how much a Masters victory meant last year to Rory McIlroy, just from Adweek? Do you know how much it meant to him last year in advanced advertising revenues?
Another 20 mil?
Yeah, I would say like 25.
How about that? You're both smart, as Ray Dunn would say. $27.8 million.
Yeah, every commercial. Was he,
So
is he a Nike guy?
He's
So
a
it
Nike
meant,
guy,
it meant $27.8 million in additional revenue based on that one victory alone. Now, that is for 1 year. Masters champions over their lifetime can expect, with one Masters championship, can expect that would reap them anywhere in the $30 to $35 million in ad revenue in additional after the first 10 years.
Yeah.
We should try and win one of those.
We should. Yeah, I mean, local car commercials. Hi, this is so-and-so for
I don't think they're doing local
Davis
car
Honda.
commercials.
They might. I don't know.
But congratulations to Rory. Back-to-back Green Jackets. One heck of an accomplishment for him. You talk about one victory can change somebody's life. Well, some teams in the NBA are not interested in one victory or any victories. But Charles Barkley came up with a solution to the tanking problem. You guys let me know what you think of Sir Charles' plan.
Every team that does not make the playoffs should get one ball. You can't improve your chances losing. Every team gets one ball. That would be the fair way to do it.
I love it.
It's definitely another solution.
I heard Charles make the case. I think it's the case to make, Connor. I think it's the case to make. You eliminate tanking at that point. There's no benefit.
No.
If you lose on the last day of the year and miss the playoffs, you're the worst team in the NBA. By the way, 8 teams in the NBA had a less than 35% winning percentage.
That's embarrassing.
The problem is it decentivizes losing, but it doesn't incentivize winning. So I don't know if that gets teams to try any harder. They just won't full-on tank.
Well, the thing is, though, I think teams would do sort of what the Flyers, like we're talking about with the Flyers, you'd try harder to say, getting the experience matters.
Right.
You know, it would be fun to get into the play-in tournament because we have just as much of a chance to get the number 1 pick as we would otherwise. So maybe it gives you that.
Yeah, and ultimately, there's literally no added benefit. So
I love it.
It's another good idea. They're going to change it. They have to. They also have to change,
Oh, they do.
their players like actually playing.
They do.
That's right before I left when we went through the percentage of games where the stars actually
amazing.
played. It's embarrassing for the league. The players themselves should be injury. I get, but the players themselves should be embarrassed. But you know what? They don't care because that money just keeps going up and 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 up.
And they don't care that ex-players embarrass them about it.
No, not at all. All right, coming up next, you heard Connor mention it. Your chance to win $1,000. Who wants it? Try to help you win it next. Also, Dontavian Wicks. What does that trade mean for the A.J. Brown front and everything else moving forward with the Eagles? We'll speak with Zach Berman coming up next. Kincade and Salciunas here on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Flyers 1 win away. I'm Connor Thomas, and this update is brought to you by Staples. From posters and presentations to labels and loyalty cards, Staples has all the print to boost your brand. Shop now in store, or you can shop online. Staples, that was easy. The Flyers just need 1 win in their final 2 games to punch their ticket to the postseason. Had a huge weekend, beating the Jets 7-1 on Saturday, one of their most dominant performances of the year.
Again to Cedar, jumps in left circle, took a shot, he scores! Nick Cedar says, I want in on this party. It's 7-1, matching the Flyers' biggest goal output of the season. It comes on the road in Winnipeg.
Great call by Tim Saunders right here on 97.5 The Fanatic. They host the Hurricanes tonight at 7 p.m. You can hear that game live here on The Fanatic as well. They win, they're in. The Sixers are already in. They took down the Bucks 126-106. The play-in, at least they're in. They're the 7th seed, taking on the 8-seeded Magic in a play-in game Wednesday at 7:30. We'll be getting you geared up for that one all week long. The Phillies dropped 2-3 to the Diamondbacks over the weekend. They start a series with the Cubs tonight at the bank, 6:40 p.m. first pitch. Christopher Sanchez faces Javier Assad. And the Eagles traded for wide receiver Dontavian Wicks on Friday. Zach Berman of The Athletic joins us coming up next to talk about the impact that has for the team. This update's also brought to you by Papa John's. They're turning up the heat with your choice of 3 new oven-toasted sandwiches. Just $7.99 each or $6.99 with Papa's pairings. Order today at papajohns.com, on the app, or stop by your local Papa John's. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and The Fanatic.
It's time for Fanatic Parlay Cash.
All right. The key word for the 8 o'clock hour is bronze. Bronze shines just as bright as gold. Is that what Team Canada said? Or no, they got silver. Who beat them?
Team USA.
Yeah, thank you, Connor. I need somebody to step in there.
I didn't thought you were
Keyword
gonna
is
say yourself.
bronze. You have 25 minutes after the hour to enter on the Fanatic app or 975thefanatic.com, or you can text it to the special contest short code 45911. One random entry will win $1,000 in this company-wide contest. Again, bronze, BRONZE. Winners will get a call from Beasley, so be sure to answer your phone. Contest rules at 975thefanatic.com. Fanatic Parlay Cash stood up by Iron Mountain Men's Health. 5 chances to win each weekday. The first every day here at 8 o'clock on Kincade Salciunas. Then 10 a.m., noon, 3, and 5. Good luck.
If you want to see their wonderful faces, check out youtube.com/975 The Fanatic Philadelphia. More of Kincade and Salciunas coming your way now.
Well, Zach Berman's going to be joining us coming up in a few minutes to talk about the trade for Dontavian Wicks, what it could mean moving forward for the Philadelphia Eagles from a roster standpoint. They paid him $12.5 million. How do they view Dontavian Wicks, who's been a part of a five-man front with the Green Bay Packers over the years? Christian Watson, Matthew Golden, Jaden Reed, Romeo Doubs, Dontavian Wicks. It's just been a bunch of guys all on that roster, and the Eagles value him enough to pay him up to $12.5 million, which is really interesting, quite frankly. I'm surprised that he got that kind of money. But
it's a ton of money.
Ton
of cash.
They look, Sean Mannion must really think highly of him.
Can I just give one thing, because some fans, and I've seen a few of them here that have responded on my social media and others. The orange out for the Flyers is tomorrow night.
Yeah, not tonight.
It's tomorrow night.
Last game of the season.
And I know it's confusing for people because they're thinking tonight's such a big game and everything. The Flyers are orange out is tomorrow night's game versus Montreal, not tonight. Now, if you want to wear orange tonight, the Flyers would fully encourage
you. Could go nude tonight if you want.
I don't think that's advisable.
All right, we'll ask Brian Buché when he joins us at 9:05.
I don't know what the dress code is.
I don't know if Bush is going
at the Exmo.
I don't think Bush is going naked tonight.
There might be some people that go streaking if they win the night.
Could be. Can you imagine?
It's streak worthy. First time in the playoffs at home in 8 years, because they the bubble. But first real playoffs in 8 years.
Can you imagine tonight? That will be it's going to be a scene in people's living rooms everywhere. Flyers win tonight and make the playoffs. It's going to be a big smiley event.
Hell yeah.
It's going to be awesome.
They better win the night.
But the orange,
they better win the night.
Just so you know, the orange out is tomorrow night's game for it. We'll talk to Brian Buché about it coming up.
Damn right we will. 9:05 with Bush. All right, before we get to Zach, let's check the Dr. Avidan Appel poll. I got it, Connor. Avidan Appel, Iron Mountain Men's Health, they keep the poll strong 4 hours every single morning. Even when I'm not here, the poll was strong. Is that correct, John?
Yes, the poll was strong. Even if you weren't checking on yours.
Where is the majority of your sports energy focused right now? Flyers playoff push still leading the way and strong, Johnny. 79%. Phillies start to the season is 13%. Eagles offseason is 7.5%. The Sixers have a 0.
Well, the thing is,
Sixers playing have not received a vote.
I said to Connor the other week, and I said it with Andrew DeCecco in with us the other day. I think this is the least chatter for an NFL draft around the Eagles ever.
Really?
That I at least, yeah.
Man, I think this is a huge one.
Around the draft? See, I think this draft cycle has been confused with it. The A.J. Brown story has gotten to me.
You know what?
5 times as much coverage as the draft.
And here locally, usually at this time, we don't have much to talk about.
Yeah, and it's draft.
Flyers have not had
It's
much.
draft. Yeah, it's draft.
Sixers, it's all right. Is this going to be the year? And then the Phillies, it's early.
Right.
So to your point, you're right. This is a very important draft. It is.
It's very important.
It deserves a lot of talk. And you know what? We can talk about it now with our man from The Athletic. We always love having him on. The great Zach Berman joins us here on Kincade and Salciunas. Zach, good morning. How are we?
Hey, good morning. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for coming on. Let's start with the news at hand. We were off the air Friday when it happened, but the Eagles make the trade for Dontavian Wicks. Tell us your thoughts on the trade and, of course, what that could mean for other players currently on the roster moving forward.
Sure, yeah. So I think that it's obviously a player that the Eagles know. When you look at Sean Mannion, the offensive coordinator, Ryan Mahaffey, who's an assistant coach with the Eagles, who was the wide receivers coach in Green Bay, and then they signed him to a one-year extension. So they clearly like Wicks. He's kind of been the logjam in Green Bay, but he's shown a lot of talent. He struggles with drops, but he can create separation. He does the dirty work in terms of blocking. He's a young player, and so there's a lot to like there. And yeah, I mean, I didn't expect A.J. Brown to be. I thought there was a better chance that A.J. Brown would be elsewhere next season than in Philly before the trade, and I think it even more now. Now, I don't want to conflate that to seem like Wicks is a replacement for Brown, Wicks can't be a replacement for Brown. It would need to be in the aggregate. But I think when you look at the overall moves, this gives them a starting caliber option, and I expect Wicks to be a starter for the Eagles.
Does this tell you that Sean Mannion has a say, if not a large say, in personnel decisions with Howie Roseman?
Yeah, that's a fair question. I think Mannion has. He's the OC, obviously. So I think he has a say. I think Wicks is someone that the Eagles would have liked independently, just because of the talent level, the situation he was in Green Bay, but certainly the fact that you have exposure to him. And I think that's especially critical when it's a player who was in a logjam, like I said, because you have a better sense of the context of the situation. You know what he's like behind the scenes. You know how he'll fit in the offense. So I don't think this move was made for Sean Mannion, but I think Sean Mannion's voice certainly helps in it.
What did you make of the contract that they gave him? Obviously still on his rookie deal, but then he gets the $12.5 million contract extension. What did you make of that for a player, to your point, has been a part of a logjam in Green Bay?
Yeah. So we'll see what the numbers are when they come in terms of the guarantees. But, I think this is something that the Eagles like to do when they acquire someone with 1 year left on the deal. It just gives them some term certainty, and they can fold it into next year. So let's say that the number's $12 million for the sake of conversation. When you combine it with the salary he's on now, you're looking at like a 2 year, $13.5 million deal, which seems like, it seems fair for a player like that, right? Sure. So I think they kind of look at it in conjunction with the rookie deal, but certainly it's an investment, and it shows that this isn't a lottery ticket type move. The Eagles sign a lot of these 1 year free agents to low cost deals, and they hope one pans out. The fact that they gave up a fifth and a sixth, and a fifth this year, a good fifth this year, to get Wicks and then sign him to a contract extension, it's the biggest investment they've made in a wide receiver in terms of draft capital since Jahan Dotson, and in terms of money since A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith extension. So it's clearly someone that they have plans for.
Gotta love it. There is such excitement right now about the Eagles and what potentially this draft could be. But now there's been a lot of talk with us about shying away from wide receivers. The offensive line position, do you believe that we are going to see a difference in the kind of offensive lineman that is drafted by this Eagles team this time around, as far as the kind of attributes they bring to the table?
Yeah. So to the first part of kind of the question there, I actually don't think this has anything to do with how they'll address wide receiver in the draft. I still expect them to address wide receiver in the draft. But as far as the O-line question, you ask a great one there, and it's especially relevant with the new scheme and without Jeff Stoutland. The type of offensive lineman that the Eagles are going to look for in this scheme is a little bit different. But I don't think the type of offensive lineman that they draft will be considerably different. And the reason I say that is because Howie Roseman still has his finger on the button, right? And Howie Roseman, for 13 years when Jeff Stoutland was here, Stout had a big voice. Howie Roseman had his finger on the button, though, outside of the 2015 season. We can talk about 13 and 14 were very murky there as well. But the reality is, in the past 10 years, these have been Howie Roseman draft picks, and I still think Howie is going to lean toward upside. Is going to lean toward, to use his term, tools in the body. So I think the toolsy high upside player will fit the Eagles. I think where you might see a little bit of nuance is maybe in the later rounds when you kind of look at scheme fit maybe and how this guy projects. But I think early on the Eagles are going to take the high upside, big swing offensive lineman. And if I had to guess right now, their first round pick would be an offensive lineman.
Zach Berman, The Athletic, joining us here on Kincade and Salciunas. Zach, I'll start off by saying I don't think he has zero say in anything that goes on, but it's interesting. John asks about Sean Mannion being able to have some say on Dontavian Wicks. We know that Vic Fangio has a lot of say on who the Eagles target defensively. How much say does Nick Sirianni have in terms of acquiring players either via free agency, trade, or in the draft?
Yeah, I think Nick has a strong voice, and that's the way I would frame it. I don't think, and I can't speak for Nick, obviously, but I don't think Nick wants to be picking the players. I don't think that's ever kind of been Nick's intention or ambition. I think that Nick has a voice in terms of what he's looking for in a player, the evaluation of a player, especially when you talk about, wide receivers. That's kind of Nick's specialty, if you will. But just overall, I think Nick's very interested in, the football makeup, I hesitate when I say character because there's a lot loaded in that term, but kind of the competitive spirit, how he'll fit in the locker room, how he'll fit in Philly. But I don't think Nick wants to be the one with his hand on the button in terms of picking the players. I could be wrong there, but that's never been the sense I've gotten in 5 years around Nick. So I don't think it's that Nick doesn't have say. I think Nick has a voice, but I don't think I think Nick kind of views it like this is Howie Roseman's show, and Howie Roseman is in charge, and how he runs the draft.
Has the off season been like you thought it would go, like sort of the plan as you've seen it play out? Similar to what you thought it would go, or a totally different curveball than you expected?
Well, it's incomplete, and that's the big thing.
How about
here.
to this point?
I'm not speaking out of turn there because I think Howie would say the same thing. Going into it, though, I didn't expect their big free agent signing to be a corner. I don't think they expected their big free agent signing to be a corner. I think that was more opportunistic when Rick Rowan was lingering on the market. I thought the big question this offseason was going to be the A.J. Brown trade, and that kind of looms over everything, and we'll see what happens post June 1st. I thought the Eagles would attack edge rusher a little bit more, and they certainly tried to keep Jalen Phillips. And they've gone bits and pieces here otherwise. So yeah, I think the big surprise to me is that they spent $14 million on Rick Rowan. And I think that that would probably have been a surprise to them going into the offseason because I think they wanted to spend that money on Jalen Phillips and him be the big ticket free agent signing. Dallas Goedert is a bit of a I thought the possibility existed for him to return. I don't think the market was what Dallas was looking for. So if you told me they were going to get Goedert on that salary, I would have expected that. Not much has really surprised me other than kind of the maneuvering of money on the first day of free agency.
Zach, as we get closer to the draft, I think about this team and how spoiled they are by the talents of Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean. But because of how talented those players are, their secondary was young. What's the next area of this team where you go, all right, they're going to go young here? We thought it would be wide receiver, and now they have Hollywood Brown and Dontavian Wicks. Is there an area where you think they're going to just try to make it work with young players?
Well, I think in the draft they're going to focus so much on offense because they really want to get young, cheap, inexpensive, cost-controlled players on offense. That's really their objective here, knowing what's coming down the line in terms of paying these defensive players. But in terms of top of the depth chart, in terms of whether you want to look at it young, whether you want to look at it like inexpensive, I think they're going to try to get by at safety with it might not be young because Michael Carter might be a starter for them. Marcus Epps might be a starter for them. But I don't think a big splash is coming at safety. Now, we'll see what happens after the draft because if a team adds someone and there's a mid-priced or near-expensive veteran who is suddenly expendable, the Eagles have the ability to make a trade. But I think safety, to answer your question, is kind of the spot where they'll try to get by. Overall, their defense is still young and inexpensive overall. But when we have this conversation next year and certainly the year after, that's going to shift quite a bit. And so that's why I really think the focus in the draft is going to be add offense and add young upside, inexpensive offensive players.
Zach, appreciate the time as always, man. Keep up the great work. Draft coverage right around the corner. We appreciate your time as always.
Thanks, Zach.
Thanks, guys.
There's Zach Berman of The Athletic here on Kincade and Salciunas.
It's been such a it's such been a A.J. Brown story dominated offseason that, as you say, there's so many different storylines that we haven't gotten into.
No, that we just straight up haven't talked about.
To the deep.
I'm concerned about safety, if I'm being honest with you.
I'm concerned.
I just don't know, and it's no disrespect to Drew McCool. We barely got to see him.
Well, after you ran, Reed Blankenship out of town, I've been a little concerned about.
Was that my fault? Just like
Connor, we putting that on him?
We're gonna run A.J. Brown out of town, but it was my fault.
No, you ran Reed out of town.
Hand up, I'll take that blame.
You ran him out of town.
I'll take the Reed Blankenship.
Well, I'm just saying how it's how it's going to be painted. Not that we're going to paint it that way ever, Connor. But look, it's been, to me. I'm concerned. I would have loved Reed Blankenship back at the money that he signed with Houston.
Even I said so. I would have done it at that money. I would have done that.
Yeah, they had different plans.
Drew McCuba and you heard Zach say maybe Michael Carter.
I can tell you the other day when Andrew Tacheko joined us, to say that he is, and he'll join us this week too, to say that he's bullish on Drew McCuba, I believe, and he'll say it for himself later this week, I believe it's an understatement.
All right.
He believes in Drew McCuba. He believed in him before the draft. I believed in him at the draft.
He needs to stay healthy.
Correct. But
smaller body safety that got hurt in college and hurt his rookie season.
But I think Andrew knows how much you support guys who are always hurt. So I think he probably figures you're going to be a big Drew McCuba.
That's a fair point.
He probably thinks you're going to be a big Drew McCuba.
That's a fair point. Hopefully his appendix is intact. That would be nice. All right, what do we have on the Davis Honda text line? Feel the Davis difference. Check him out in Burlington. We love him. I need more Flyers excitement, man. It's a win and you're in Monday. Unbelievable here on April 13th. What do we got?
Jeff from D.C. checks in, says the wife and I are 100% coming to a playoff game this year. Cannot wait for what the Flyers are going to do when they make it in.
That atmosphere, playoff hockey, here in Philadelphia, it's almost unmatched. Like, look, the Phillies fans were freaking ridiculous in 2022 and 2023. Jeff Passan calling it an SEC-like atmosphere. So that's tough to beat. But Flyers hockey, when it's good, that building is ridiculous. And tonight is like a nice little appetizer.
Tonight is so great. It's just going to be so awesome. I decided tonight, as long as it's going to be warm enough, it's the screened-in deck.
I love the outdoor hockey viewing. Absolutely.
Screened-in deck, though, so it's not going to be too...
You'll keep the neighbors awake.
Oh, yeah. I'll make any noise that I want, believe me.
I saw somebody post a photo of somewhere in South Philly where people had the TVs outside for the Phillies games and like a bunch of neighbors just hanging out.
We're lucky because Pat and Frank are in San Diego.
Oh, okay.
So they're in San Diego, so they don't come back until the weather is totally gone. Do they wander back?
Connor, tonight a bar night?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Gotta be.
You win and you're in. Tonight's bar night.
Oh, my gosh. It's going to be so exciting.
You should have seen it during the game on Saturday.
Was it that great?
Good Lord. Like, it's been a while since I've seen an entire bar, explode when they score. And it was loud.
Even when it was so lopsided?
Yeah, dude.
So, even it's 4-1,
once you got
it's
to
5-1.
Yeah, how many more you wanted to see?
Yeah, it was just the 3, 4, 5 goals right there, it was loud.
I love
Porter
it.
Martone, I don't think he's going to have trouble getting a date. I don't. I'm just guessing that.
Hey, settle that on his own time. We got games to win.
Yeah, he's got an off season in a couple months.
Yeah, and I don't want him having a Cooper DeJean off season. I want him to still be.
If he wins the cup, DeJean still played well.
Or I don't want him a Mishkov off season. I want him having a different one.
Yeah, or an Alec Boehm off season.
Yeah, exactly.
His is trade deadline.
Or an Alec Boehm All-Star break.
All-Star break. That's what it was. Yeah. Alec Boehm's All-Star break where the Riball son got hurt.
Yeah, on that boat thing that they removed the video.
Coming up next. Earlier today, John Kincade, he had a message for some of the non-believers of the Flyers. And I know you guys talked a little bit about the gatekeepers out there. I want to talk to the gatekeepers because I hear you. I get you. And I was once you. But, man, was I very, very wrong. It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now, on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Sixers are the 7th seed. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Sixers finished up their regular season yesterday, taking down the Bucks 126-106. Seeding's now official for them. They're in the 7th spot, which sets them up for a play-in game with the 8th-seeded Orlando Magic Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. from the Xfinity Mobile Arena. And Nick Nurse got a chance to react to matching up with the Magic yesterday.
Pretty physical team. Looks like they got everybody back now, too. So that's a very talented team. Big wings and aggressive guards. And they got some decent depth, so it'll be a really tough game.
We'll be getting you geared up for that one. If the Sixers win that, they would match up with the 2-seeded Celtics. The Flyers are right on the doorstep making their way into the postseason. They beat the Winnipeg Jets 7-1 on Saturday. Dominant win for them, and now the clinching scenario is simple to break down. They got to win one of their last 2 games. They've got the Hurricanes tonight at 7 p.m. You can hear that game live here on the Fanatic. Phillies dropped 2-3 to the Diamondbacks over the weekend. They start a series with the Cubs tonight at the bank, 6:40 p.m. first pitch, rather. Christopher Sanchez faces Javier Assad in the pitching matchup. And the Eagles traded for wide receiver Dontavian Wicks on Friday, then gave him a 1-year extension worth $12.5 million. Another addition to the wide receiver room. We're going to talk to Brian Buché coming up at 9:05 to get you geared up for some Flyers hockey. This update is brought to you by Family and Company Jewelers Viraggio Bridal Show, April 16th through the 18th. This is your chance to save hundreds, maybe even thousands on the ring of her dreams. Family and Company Jewelers, South Jersey's diamond destination. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
John Connor, Kincade and Salciunas, Philly Sports Talk, 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
It is 8:30 here on Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. Again, thanks to our man Zach Berman for joining us. You can check out that entire interview on 97.5thefanatic.com or on the YouTube page, Johnny. YouTube, you can watch all the shows live, well, mornings and middays live, and you can check out all the clips from all the shows, shorts and the long-form versions as well, the 10-plus minute ones. You can check those out as well.
Yes, that's always good, too. We appreciate when you do. Like, subscribe, join in the station.
By the way, I want to give you guys a lot of credit. The only thing I watched that was station-related while I was away was your Adam Schefter conversation. With everything that went on.
Sure.
All jokes aside, with everything that went on with the Diana Rossini story that dropped last week, the way you guys handled that interview with Shefty, and credit to Shefty for speaking on it, too.
And we took people behind the scenes, is that Connor and I really were like, how do we handle this with Adam? Obviously, he was a colleague, direct colleague of it and everything, and just Adam did not shy away at all and just said, he spoke on from his perspective. Right. But he wasn't going to – he's not going to throw a colleague under the bus, but he's not going to – he also didn't stop us from asking any questions we wanted to ask.
No, so credit to both of you guys and credit to Shefty, too. I thought Shefty handled himself very well as well.
Thanks for the credit.
Yeah, of course. All right. I want to talk to the gatekeepers real quick, John.
Okay.
Because I know you guys had the opportunity to last week, and I know it's getting louder and louder as they get closer.
See, I think it's gotten quieter. But maybe louder for you right now because it's just, it's more
I didn't really
fresh.
check social media, so maybe I just saw a lot of stuff. I'm here to tell you that I understand where you're coming from, the gatekeepers, because I had a brief moment of time where I was one of you. And I bet you could guess what team and after
when the
what
Sixers started getting good.
Exactly.
You were a gatekeeper.
I was.
I'm a little shocked at that.
Early on. Now, I was much younger. 2018 was when they finally got out of it?
Yeah, 2018 is when they got out of it.
8 years ago, so I was 24.
Okay, so you're different. You're
24, yeah.
Right.
I was young. And I was going to all the games as a college student, Arnett Moultrie, cheering them on, right? Hoping they lost. But one of them, I was a Furkan Aldemir guy. That's why I hated Korkmaz so much, because there was another Furkan that I liked more. And when they finally started winning games and all of a sudden the building started showing up, I was like, whoa, where were you? And where were you? But then again, I also realized I was the idiot that kept watching.
Yeah, I know.
They were trying to lose, right?
Like you were holding it against people for not wanting to pay their hard-earned money to see a team that was making a mockery of the sport and a clown show?
Not so much that, and this is why I say I get you. For the people that are gatekeeping. I know people just straight up weren't paying attention. And I felt, well, hold on a second. You should at least keep tabs on what's going on. I've been studying the prospects. I've been studying the percentage chances of ping pong balls going the way of the Sixers. All right, listen, I'm talking about 24-year-old Andrew. I don't feel this way anymore. All right, I want to make that clear. So I understand we're the Flyers fan that has watched every single second, every single game, has read every article, has listened to every podcast, has done their own podcast, you name it. And then all of a sudden they hear people that have not really been talking about them that much, or people have acted like they've been watching. I know that we have watched. I know that we have paid attention. There's some days where we can't talk about it because maybe A.J. Brown wants to get traded, yes. So we have to talk about the A.J. Brown thing because it's bigger than a game 2 years ago when the team's not all that good. But the Flyers fan that feels a certain type of way, I understand it. But I'm here to tell you, as the wise old 32-year-old that I am, John, that you're just wrong to do it. You can feel a certain type of way, but don't stop somebody else from enjoying it. Because here's the deal. You know what also sucked about the Sixers during the process days? There was like 10 people in the building. And that's not a party. A party is not 10 people. Don't get me wrong. I can throw them down with my friends. All right? A couple of guys come over, we get a case of beer. But the real party is when you're at a party. And that building, when it's going to be rocking, and even if it's somebody that's going to their first game ever, we had the guy 2 weeks ago leave the voice memo that he was going to his first game ever. And unfortunately, it was a loss that night, but he went to his first ever game, and he had so much fun at it. Don't take that away from someone. because then they'll be your next biggest fan next to you moving forward. And I think that's important. The more the merrier, in my opinion.
Yes. And I get the reaction of saying, look at all the people that were not there for it, because the Flyers did not purposely lose.
Right.
The Flyers did not tank. It, in fact, annoyed a lot of the fans that they didn't tank.
Yeah.
And do it the right that way.
What they believe is the right way. Yeah.
That they believe that's the right way.
Look,
I get the point. I think you're being kind there. To me, it's the idea of there was a lot of the idea of people saying these people don't even know what they're talking about.
Right.
And I was like I had one guy last week posting up. I'm like, dude, if you ever want to compare hockey resumes, I'm here for it. I can do it if you want to. You want to talk hockey backgrounds and what you've done, I can do it. I don't feel the need to do that with you, but I will if you feel the need to do it. Because there's a lot of people that just think that they are very on an enlightened level. Just have freaking fun with it.
Yeah, have fun.
Build a bigger tent and invite everyone in. And you know what? Maybe if you're welcoming and welcome about it, you'll create an atmosphere where people want to hang out.
And oh, by the way, let's talk about an experience just a couple of years ago. 2022, Citizens Bank Park was not selling out. It wasn't. The bank was not selling out. Is anybody complaining that first game at home against the Braves was packed?
Nope.
That was I was at that game. The Rhys Hoskins bat spike is one of the more memorable games that I was at. I was at there with my dad. I still remember my dad after Rhys Hoskins hit the home run goes, man, we were here in 2008, and I don't remember it being this loud. When they won the World Series, we were at Game 3, but we were at the World Series Game 3, the Moyer, the late start. He's like, I don't remember it being this loud here. And did anyone complain about gatekeeping? Any gatekeepers then?
Well, I think, too, a rainy night and a sun-soaked Friday afternoon
big
are
difference.
Different.
Yeah.
Are different
But
also.
nobody's talking about gatekeeping with the Phillies.
No.
Why is it different? Because
I always believe that I believe in the Flyers fan base, there is a faction of they don't know the game. They don't talk about the game. They don't go, look, it's a hockey is talked about a lot when it's relevant.
Sure.
When the team's not relevant, it's not talked about the same.
And in fairness to the Flyers fan that feels a certain type of way, there has been a lot of people over the years that have talked about how nobody cares about hockey around here, and that's not true.
There are people put that down, and we are not. I can't speak for them.
No.
I can only speak for us. And by the way, we've been in all year long on this team as far as giving them coverage. Now, it's been bigger. Is it bigger after football season? Yes. And I make no apologies for it. Just make no apologies for it.
Football's football.
There you go.
All right, what do we have on the Davis Honda text line? Feel the Davis difference. Check them out in Burlington.
Jeff from Norristown checks in, says, I've been watching the Flyers my whole life, even during the Chuck Fletcher days. I've been waiting for this day, and it's finally here. If you aren't on board yet, hop on. There's plenty of room, and let's get the barn rowdy tonight. The Flyers are back.
Dude, it doesn't even have to be the barn. The bar. Like, the fact that Connor Saturday's watching the Flyers take down the Peg 7-1. Like,
take down the who?
The Peg. It's pretty awesome that the bar was rocking. Like, I just want the city to be in. Like, I want to have conversation with people.
That's awesome.
I want to see you. I see you with the Flyers jersey when I pull into the parking lot today, and it gave me a smile. I smiled when I saw
That's why I waited for you. I wanted to have a little smile. Tomorrow I got an orange. I got the orange T-shirt ready to go tomorrow. All ready for that. Let's have fun with this.
Should I dig up my Brizgalov jersey?
Why not? Why not?
So humongous
Just have
big.
fun with it. I mean, you know what I mean?
What else we got?
All right, we also have a check-in here from Steven in D.C. who says, I am so pumped. I want to wake up tomorrow, put Crosby's face on my dartboard. Crosby sucks. Let's go clinch this tonight.
Sure, why not? Let's go.
There is something, and I know. Look, one of my favorite hockey people to talk hockey with on social media is a guy who's been a bit negative on them, and that's our buddy Raider Frank.
Yes.
Raider Frank's been a bit negative on the rebuild and everything like that. But Raider Frank, I know this. When I talk hockey with Raider Frank, he knows hockey.
Oh, he's locked in every night.
He knows hockey. Like, I know it. It's there. Raider Frank, I know, is a guy who he's locked in. I know he still is going to be locked in with this whole thing. And it's like there's a lot of people there who haven't liked a lot of things that have gone on, haven't been happy with a lot of gone. But I know that they're going to be locked in. Oh, yeah. And there's that faction of the fan base, too, that hasn't been pleased. And I'm happy for those people.
Yeah, because now they are hopefully happy.
And hopefully they're going to find ways to be a little more happy with it, and a little more, in with that.
Whoa, hold the phone. They're not the only ones that are happy. We have a little bit of big news here on Kincade Salciunas. We had the company-wide contest winner for the 8 o'clock keyword.
Yeah!
$1,000 to Andrew Shindell of Havertown.
Dude.
It pays to listen.
It pays to have the same name as me.
That is awesome.
Yeah, we're pro Andrew on this show. Well, sometimes.
Andrew who?
Andrew Shindell.
Congratulations to Andrew Shindell of where?
Havertown.
Of Havertown.
Oh, he's
PA,
living here
dude.
in Havertown.
Company-wide contest, $1,000. Good job listening to the show. Thank you. And thank you to Dr. Avidan Appel, who's the sponsor of the $1,000 cash
Thank you,
contest.
Dr. Avidan Appel.
Stood up by.
So for this one, now, the morning shows had winners before in the company-wide contest. But for this round, I think this is the first Fanatic win, correct?
I believe so.
Yes.
I'll have to check the numbers. But
So it's 1-0 to nothing.
Let's run it up. Let's get another one tomorrow.
Yeah.
Let's hope that tomorrow it's 1-1-1.
Yeah, I would like all our listeners.
Let's say all of our listeners
with all due
dominate
respect
this.
to like Beasley, Charlotte, or whatever.
And I don't want to see Candy Winters and that country music show win. I don't want to see Peter and Stan and that whole crew. They win all these like Marconis and everything.
Yeah, they win enough things.
I don't want to see them win anymore. Every morning I got to see the rose petals from the elevator to their studios. Look, our listeners, we want you winning the cash. So be listening today at 10 and noon and 2 and 4, right?
3 and 5.
3 and 5.
They mixed it up. Maybe
3 and 5.
Maybe that's why it worked.
There you go. Get after it.
Damn right. Congratulations. That's fantastic.
That's awesome.
All right, coming up next, this is a day of excitement because the Flyers, they win and they're in, and we'll keep on getting your reaction to that. But there's a pretty alarming report that involves a top prospect in Philadelphia. I'll tell you who and what next. Kincade Salciunas, 97.5, The Fanatic.
That Bradford White water heater is absolutely amazing. Could have used one at the hotel we stayed at this weekend because it didn't have the hot water that was as reliable as a Bradford White. Because Bradford White water heaters are built to be the best. They're awesome. They're made for top performance year after year, and they're built to be the best because they use the finest components from around the world. So if your current water heater isn't getting the job done for you, how long's it been in your house? Maybe 10 years, maybe 12? Look, you're asking for trouble at that point. Go get a new Bradford White water heater. How do you do that? You go to bradfordwhite.com to learn more by finding a plumbing professional near you. You might want to get one of their new tankless models. These things are so sleek and so small, they can even mount them on the wall. They take up such little space. And then when you want to run the dishwasher, when you want to run your laundry, when you want to have a nice, relaxing shower, and you got a bunch of teenagers in the house that are constantly taking long showers, Bradford White water heaters will make sure you have all the hot water you need on demand whenever you need it. Check out bradfordwhite.com to learn more. And remember, how you heat your water, it matters. Choose Bradford White.
The Unfiltered High School.
Weekdays with Marks. Now more of Kincade and Salciunas.
97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
All right, it's 8:47 here on Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. Today's been a day of excitement. We've complained about the Phillies. What else is new? Especially Bryce Harper, who does not take any accountability. Bryce Harper, the guy just made a good throw on me getting out at second base. But Brandon Marsh's base running mistake was bad baseball. We'll play that again for you coming in a little bit because that pissed me off this morning. But there was a kind of an alarming report from Matt Gelb yesterday of The Athletic.
Alarming? What, did Rob Thompson wake up during the game?
No, it's about their top prospect, Aiden Miller.
Oh, here we go. Connor said no big deal to me the other day about this.
So, remember, speaking of Bryce Harper, in spring training when Bryce Harper just randomly threw out there that Aiden Miller needs to get healthy. Mm-hmm. There was this weird talk that he was going to help him this year. I never bought it. And Jim Salzer, I think you were on vacation. I asked Jim, I was like, by the way, is Aiden Miller going to be part of this team this year? He goes, no. I don't know why anybody thinks that he will be. And so Aiden Miller, we found out, was dealing with a back issue in spring because Bryce Harper let it out. That's Bryce. And that's okay. Whatever. We were going to find out eventually anyway when he's not playing because Aiden Miller's out with an injury. Here's the blurb from Matt Gelb's story yesterday. Miller missed most of spring training with chronic back pain.
Yep.
And has only just begun light swinging. He is weeks, if not months, from playing in a minor league game.
I said it to Connor last week. Something is up with the Aiden Miller story. I don't believe it. It's not a, people are like, not a big deal, not a big deal. No, it's a big deal. This doesn't make sense for a young man. Something is wrong.
Dave Dombrowski refused to comment, citing HIPAA. I love that.
Which is nonsense.
Yeah, I remember that during the COVID. Remember that? Did you get your shot HIPAA?
HIPAA.
It's like, well, that's not really how it works.
Well, they were asking about specific treatments and if he's done certain things.
Sure.
But he did say, Dave Dombrowski did say he's going to play at some point.
Yeah, at some point.
Last
game of the season.
At some point.
Maybe.
This is concerning when he's 20. How old is Aiden Miller?
I want to say 21.
Can he drink yet legally? Like Aiden,
no.
Aiden Miller's 21.
Right, 21.
He'll turn 22 in June. And he's already dealing with chronic back issues.
Chronic back issues is not good at that age. That's not something that you go, oh, yeah, because once he fixes it at 21,
right,
it's going to be never once you get past that, it's not usually a problem again. Nope.
Yeah, it's alarming. And when I read that, I read it this morning. The story came out yesterday, but when I read it this morning, I was like, oh, that's not something I really ever want to see.
Yeah, it's not ideal, but we'll see how it develops.
But it's major news.
He had a percentage chance at some rate to play at the major league level this year, but the only way it would happen is if somebody wasn't playing well. It's not like you needed him at the major league level this year, so they're being cautious with him. I'm not at the point where I'm overly concerned yet, but it's not an ideal situation for a guy that you're going to need soon.
Okay. I got to ask you something. I was away. How's AutoZone doing?
Oh, not great. You're asking me.
How's he?
Oh, no, we got into
not great.
it. Yeah.
How many more home runs till he gets to that 25?
Yeah, it's not the bat, dude. The bat's not the problem. The problem is it's not the bat. The problem is he can't field a damn lick, so he can't get on the field to get at bats because you can't put him anywhere.
Well, he's 25 home runs away from 25.
Yes, he is.
The bat is the problem.
The bat's not the problem.
He's not a 25 home run guy.
Championship type player.
He's not a championship type player. He's not a 25 home run guy in the major league.
I'm saying the bat's not the problem.
I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at Dave Dombrowski for calling him a championship type player.
Did you miss him breaking on 2 balls last week in a game?
I didn't watch it.
You didn't watch any? No. He broke on a ball twice where it looked like he's never seen a Tom Amansky video. Like he runs like a baby. He runs like a baby deer. Like he has no. And they're like, well, wait a minute. He's learning the position. I'm like, he's a grown man.
And it's the regular.
And
season.
how much time has he had to work on this?
This is one of my problems with a guy that.
Come on.
I'm not anti-platoon. When you have good options.
When you have good options, yes.
Yeah, that might not even have to be a platoon though, because Marsh has been playing really well.
Yeah, 4-hole hitter.
Well,
how about that?
Yeah.
Was a surprise.
Yeah, if you can we do though, Connor? What is the rule? And I wanted to ask about this because with Marsh, What's the rule in your softball league? Can we have this, that somebody runs the bases for him? Because he doesn't know how to, again, he doesn't know how to run the bases like the kids in the Chestmont Little League.
Yeah, he made a stupid mental mistake.
Not the first time.
Sure, he made a bad mental mistake. That cannot happen at the major league level.
Is he keeping the lineup moving forward? I mean, I don't think Otto Kemp is worthy of, you need to pencil him in.
He's not worth, just pencil him in. Let him go.
I would do that.
Let him go.
Yeah, I'm at the point where I'd like to see him against lefties a little bit more.
Just see it, because here's the deal. I know it's not working with the other guy. So at least I have a former top prospect that you're hoping turns into something, even though it's been a couple of years. All right. What do we got on the Davis Honda text line? Feel the Davis difference. Check them out in Burlington.
So we do have people checking in on that Philadelphia Phillies conversation that we've been having, and we have some calm, rational responses to the early season struggles.
I'm sure. You know what? But here's the deal. I'm not firing Rob yet. I know you are of that.
Yesterday I would have.
Look.
Yesterday would have been enough.
I don't think there is anything. Look, there might be somewhere there's crossing the line. I don't know how much irrational Phillies talk there is.
Yeah, there is.
All right, what do we got?
Christian from Glassboro checks in. You know what? Fire Dombrowski, fire Rob, fire the hitting coach, fire the base running coach. Screw it, fire the pitching coach too.
Well, no, he's the only guy I'll say no to.
No, I'm fine.
I like Caleb. I like Caleb Cotham. But if
I don't want Caleb gone.
If Topper got fired today, all right. If Kevin Long got fired today, all right. If Dave Dombrowski got fired today, all right. What's the difference?
The difference is it's early April.
No, it's 4 years.
I'm not trying.
It's 4 years.
I'm not trying to do. But all I'm saying once more is a lot of these they've kind of just been here. So the team that's going to get to the playoffs is the talent. It's the talent that's on the roster, right? That's why I think they have that. I think the messaging from upstairs before the season started of we got a good club. We joke around about that because it really pissed us off because you didn't want to hear that after they lost in the first round for the second straight year of the playoffs. But that's also the message that they're sending down. Like, don't worry, we got this.
Correct.
And part of me feels like the players are playing it that way.
Yep.
We got this.
Yeah, we got this. We're fine. There's no and whatever we do, the manager is not going to tell us what to do because he doesn't have the guts to speak up to us. He doesn't. Lets us run and year after year after year the same crap goes on. He doesn't speak up. And it's really working. His laid-back approach really is showing results.
Got to the playoff.
That's great, isn't it? Yeah, it's great. Uh-huh.
Coming up next. Stupid. You know what's not stupid? The Flyers being one win away from making the playoffs. You win and you're in tonight. And we get to talk about it with a man that will be in the building tonight. Brian Buché joins us next. It's Kincade Salciunas getting fired up here on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Flyers on the brink. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Flyers are one win away from punching their ticket to the postseason. This comes after a huge weekend. They took down the Winnipeg Jets 7-1 on Saturday, one of their most dominant performances of the year. Here's what it sounded like here on the Fanatic.
Again to Cedar, jumps in left circle, took a shot, he scores! Nick Cedar says, I want in on this party. It's 7-1, matching the Flyers' biggest goal output of the season. It comes on the road in Winnipeg.
So it's easy to break down from here. The Flyers need to win one of their final two games to clinch a postseason spot. They host the Hurricanes tonight at 7 p.m. You can hear that game live here on the Fanatic, and Brian Buché will join us coming up next to get you all geared up for tonight's big game. Sixers finished up their regular season yesterday. They beat the Bucks 126-106. They're now officially in the 7th spot, which means they'll play the 8-seeded Magic in a play-in game Wednesday at 7:30. The winner of that game will match up with Boston in the first round. The Phillies dropped 2-3 to the Diamondbacks over the weekend. They start a series with the Cubs tonight at the Bank. 6:40 p.m. first pitch. Christopher Sanchez on the mound. The Eagles traded for wide receiver Dontavian Wicks on Friday, adding further to the wide receiver room. This update is brought to you by Staples. From posters and presentations to labels and loyalty cards, Staples has all the print to boost your brand. Shop now in store. You can shop online. Staples, that was easy. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
Andrew and John have to say. Don't worry, we will. But first, let's hear what they got into earlier today on Kincade and Salciunas.
All of your fandom energy should be on the Flyers right now.
There's no question it should be.
Your energy should all be on the Flyers right now. I don't know how else you could be spending it. Like, I like parties. I'm somebody that would rather watch the fun team, the team that makes me happy. Yes, as our job and as our Philadelphia fandom, we watch everything, we keep up with everything, regardless of how bad a game might be going, regardless of how bad a stretch for a team might be going. But, John, when it comes to fandom, like tonight, I'm one of those guys that just, I don't want to watch the team that makes me miserable at night in and night out. The Flyers have been the team over the last couple of weeks that have kept my spirits alive with Philadelphia sports. All the drama with the Eagles, the Jalen Hurts story that dropped, the A.J. Brown nonsense that never seems to end. The Sixers is just another thing that we're dealing with. The Phillies, it's the same things that are pissing us off night in and night out, even in games that they win. The Flyers are the one, like, bright spot. Why wouldn't you put all of your energy on them right now?
I thought they were going to just come just short. And by the way, that is before the Vladar injury slump. I thought this team would be just short of the playoffs game. And what just tells me even more, that horrible stretch that they had with Vladar out, where Sam Ersson, who has been great.
He's been fantastic.
He's been fantastic. Where he was atrocious. That kept them from being in second place.
Right.
They would have easily already have clinched the playoffs.
Now back to the show.
Yep, we've been talking a lot of Flyers this morning, as today is a win and you're in scenario for the Flyers. 7 o'clock puck drop. You can listen to the game right here on 97.5 The Fanatic. They host the Canes. If they don't win today, they have another chance tomorrow against the Canadiens. I can't believe back-to-back to close out the season. That sucks, but of course, because of the Olympics, that's why
Absolutely.
it is.
Well, it actually works out to their favor, I think. Nicely, because it's Carolina. Carolina still needs a point to be able to, get a over one other team home ice in the finals.
All right, we'll do that tomorrow against the Islanders.
Well, they should be able to do that. The Islanders are done.
Yeah, so do that against the Islanders and just lay an egg tonight against the Flyers. Let the Flyers take care of business.
Let me ask you guys a stupid sports question here.
Yeah,
historic. This is all right.
Unless you're telling me Otto Kemp is going to hit 25.
Do you get more gassed up if it's a shootout tonight?
No.
And it makes you feel like 2010.
No, I want the game over in the second period.
No, I want it over.
I just feel like poetic justice, 2010 shootout. That was final game. But
yeah.
No, I want another 7-1 drubbing.
Connor,
that's
I want tomorrow morning. We are leading with, we're looking forward to Saturday opening up the playoffs with Flyers Penguins.
Yeah, you can get there with a shootout.
I don't want to do it tonight. I don't want it tonight, and I don't want it to be that kind of, I'd be throwing up my mouth.
Forgive me, because I must be one of those Flyers fans that have not paid attention all year, and that's why the gatekeepers are here. How many different playoff scenarios do we have, or is there one and one only?
Win one of the last two games you're in.
No, I'm saying
and you're playing the Penguins.
It's only Penguins, right?
You're playing the Penguins.
Yeah, there's no other team.
You're going to play the Penguins. That is what you're going to be playing.
Cross-state rivalry.
How much fun would that be? Now, by the way, you beat the Penguins in a shootout 3-2 in October. So you had a win over the Penguins in October.
A couple months ago.
You lost 5-1 to the Penguins at home in December. Another game in December. So that was, one of those other ones. You put that one there and you say, okay, there was a loss there. The third meeting, you won 4-3 in a shootout in Pittsburgh. So you played Pittsburgh well this year. You lost 6-3 to them in another game at Pittsburgh. So you went 2-2 against them. Both wins, though, had to come in a shootout. So just know it's going to be harem-scarum, but you walked off with 2 wins against them.
Yeah. Dude, let's go.
Oh, my gosh.
Come on, man.
I'm telling you.
2018, it has been 8 years. 8 years since they had a game at home.
And
again, 6 years since the playoffs. That was the
And the
bump.
experience of it is going to be so freaking amazing. That's awesome.
Well, I know it's awesome for our next guest because it's not just going to be awesome for us. It's also awesome when you do the broadcast for a team and the team is competing. There have been a lot of dark days, not just with the Flyers, but all teams where you're going, man, must be hard to go to work and broadcast for that team every single night.
One of my best friends in the NHL, Darren Elliott, says that this guy is one of his handful. Like if he was to have 2 or 3 favorite analysts, it's Brian Buché.
Boosh joins us here on Kincade and Salciunas. Good morning.
Good morning, guys.
What's up?
Tonight,
How are you feeling?
Tonight, winning in. Like, do you have any butterflies going on?
I wouldn't say butterflies, but excitement. I mean, I'm excited. This is, I'm fortunate I get to do the playoffs for TNT and did it for NBC and ESPN. So, when we turn the page from the regular season to the playoffs, I kind of get fired up for the playoffs regardless because I'm going to do the playoffs. But the fact that the Flyers are on the cusp of getting into the playoffs, it makes it even more exciting. I mean, there's no better place in the National Hockey League, in my opinion. And, I'm biased because I played here and experienced it, but there's no better place than Philly in the playoffs. And it's been too long, and I'm sure the guys are excited for it. They still have some work to do, but just that feeling that if you do your job today, then you have a chance to be in the playoffs. And it's going to be, I think it's going to be an electric atmosphere tonight, and I'm looking forward to it. It's been a long time, and I just can't wait to see that crowd and the energy in that building.
Brian, what are the positives and potential negatives of a team with a lack of perspective of really understanding about what it takes to make the playoffs or win in the playoffs that you see for this Flyers team?
Well, I think the positives, sometimes being naive and being dumb is good. I think you just go into, I think you just go into a situation and you're excited to be there. You're excited to play. You don't overthink the situation. You just go and do your thing. And I think that's what we've seen from the Flyers here down the stretch is a lot of that. And I think playing with that energy and playing with instincts. They're a youthful team now that they've added Porter Martone and you get, Forster back in the lineup. This is a group that really has not really been there. So, I mean, you just go play. Now, the negatives are the experiences of having to deal with disappointments and frustration. And when let's talk, say it's a playoff series. Say you get into a playoff series and you get some calls that go against you, and all of a sudden the game kind of goes sideways and you fall behind in the series. Sometimes experience in situations like that certainly helps. But I kind of like this. I just go back to early on in my career when I had no clue what was going on. I feel like I was better. And I think for a lot of these guys, I think that being naive, I think can certainly help them.
You mentioned Tyson Forster and Porter Martone. The Flyers started winning and getting back into the playoff conversation before the return of Forster and before they got Martone on the club. What have you seen from them that have taken this team to another level to the point where we're now talking about a win-and-you're-in situation tonight?
Well, they're two really smart players. They're good players. I mean, knew Forster was a very good player and seemed like he was hitting his stride right before he got injured in November, December. Didn't know really what you have in Porter Martone. I mean, you see what he was able to do at the junior level and in college and at the World Juniors, and you're kind of like, yeah, good player, but you don't know how is it going to translate at a difficult time of year when the games mean a lot here in the NHL. And I got to be honest with you. I mean, I've been over the moon and happy with this guy with what he's done. I mean, this kid's come in here. He feels like he's been here for 7 years. Comfortable with his teammates, looks like he's been in this situation before, not intimidated one bit, and on top of it, a heck of a player. I mean, he's got great hands, great poise, goes to the hard areas. He's already contributed offensively. So to me, like, you add guys like that, now you've got depth at your forward position that I think wasn't there for large chunks of the season. When the Flyers are trying to, plug holes and figure out how they're gonna make this work. Now all of a sudden you look, their top 9 is very deep. I mean, you've got people that are being scratched that probably would have been playing earlier in the year that aren't playing now, and it's a good situation to have. You got guys pulling on the rope, and you've got energy in the lineup, and and truthfully, like, I know a large part of the story all year long has been about the development of Matvei Michkov. Well, to me now it's about, like, Michkov is a piece to the puzzle, and he's starting to play a little bit better now when you've got all this depth, and it's less about talking about one player. It's about, the team doing well and putting themselves in a position to make the playoffs.
What is it that Rick Tocchet has done, especially in the past, month and a half, and his staff, that you feel has really connected and might have connected with you as a player?
I think, well, they made some tweaks, I think, after the Olympic break to their defensive zone play, to their neutral zone play, just small tweaks. I think that's part of it. The other part of it, I think this group needed a rest. They needed a reset heading into the Olympic break. They were a tired bunch, and I think it played out that way in January. But I think maybe the most important thing when I think about it is that when we came back from Olympic break, how many people around the National Hockey League, never mind the city of Philadelphia, around the National Hockey League looked at the Philadelphia Flyers and said, that team has a chance to make the playoffs? I can guarantee you it's probably 1 to 2% of people around the NHL that said that. And I think Rick Tocchet used that as a motivator to the players to say, hey, let's prove everybody wrong. Let's all dig in deep here. Let's find a way to shut the naysayers up. And let's go do a job here. And I think everybody has contributed in getting this team into this position. There hasn't been one player that's come in and put the team on his back. There's been different guys almost every single night that have been key cogs as to why they've been able to do it. And to me, that speaks to how strong a team this is. They are a team. It's not just one guy carrying. I know Tippett's played great, Zegras has played great, but by and large, everybody's been a contributor in this, and I think just the fact that they played the underdog role, I think, has really helped them get to this point.
Brian, I want to tell people about a couple things that are going on at the hockey arena the next couple nights, including happy hour from 5 to 7 p.m. Andrew, are you interested? How about this? $5 cans of Michelob Light and Ultra and Bud Light. Michelob Ultra and Bud Light, 12-ounce, $5 cans from 5 to 7 p.m. at the East Food Hall. How about this? Retail discounts. All Flyers merchandise, excluding jerseys, is buy one, get one 50% off.
Nice.
So you might want to think about that, too, especially if you're loading up for a potential playoff run. And the Orange Out is tomorrow night. Now, Brian Buché, do you have a orange tie for tomorrow night, an orange suit, anything like that?
I wish they gave us orange sport coats, like the old school with the Flyers logo on there.
The Chief,
I would wear that
the Chief had
night.
one back on when I was a kid. Yeah. Bobby Taylor had one. I don't know if we can get one off of him down in Tampa, but they had one down there.
I'd love that. I wish we had that. And I do have to invest in an orange tie, to be honest with you. I do go heavy on the blue. I gotta up my game.
You're very
here
Brooks
and
Brothers.
Get myself in.
You're very Brooks Brothers.
Yeah. Nerd. You calling me a nerd? Is that what you're saying?
No, that looks
I
like
think so,
it looks
Boosh.
like
I
my
think
club.
he called you a nerd.
No, it looks like my club. I don't get very colorful with the ties, but that would be good. And you have till tomorrow night to get one. So, and we know guys like you with the national money what you make. So come on, get off the dollar and get a tie. Come on.
Yeah, no comment on that. But you're right. I do have to invest in orange. I'm fired up for the Orange Out, by the way. I mean, go back to the 2010 run and how that building was just electric, right? And I just they're encouraging it tonight as well. Show up in orange, support the guys, and I can tell you that it makes a difference for the players. You show up like that and bring that energy, and that building gets rocking. It feels like another player's on the ice. So fans, do your part. It's going to be great.
Boosh, I want to talk to you about one more player. As a goaltender yourself, Sam Ersson, what did you make of his turnaround? Because at one point, I mean, he was abysmal. It was almost like, oh, man, Sam's in net tonight. Anything that you've seen different out of him that now he's back to being a playable backup goaltender to Vladar?
Yeah, well, one, I'm happy for him. I'm happy that he turned it around, and I think the Olympic break was perfect timing for that too, right? You get another reset, and kind of you don't have to worry about playing a game in the next 10 days. You can really kind of refocus yourself. So it came at a perfect time. I talked to the goaltender coach, Kim Dillabaugh, about it, and what they wanted him to do is to kind of start to read the play a little bit earlier off the rush. I think before he was staying back a little bit, and he just was, instead of kind of setting himself up to get the rush early on. If it means getting out, get out, and then accept the rush and be kind of more. It's a more assertive way to play. You're kind of taking control of the game. Yeah, that's one thing that they focused on for him. And I think when you do that, I think it kind of gives you that mindset where you're like, okay, I'm the man. I'm going to get out here and I'm going to be the guy that kind of intimidates the shooter and reads the play a little bit sooner. And I think that's kind of helped him just gain his confidence back. And it's funny, like, you know, goaltending it's a crazy thing. Like, when it goes on you, it goes on you fast. And if you can find a way to get it back, you can get it back fast. So it's a very volatile position in that regard. But when you're riding it and you're feeling good, you know, you don't want to stop. And I think for Sam, he's got to feel good about his game here since the Olympic break. He's another guy that, you know, I talked about. It's not just one guy; it's been a team. They've needed him. He's had 8 appearances since the Olympic break, and he's won 5 games. You know, if he doesn't do his job, they're not in this position. So he was very important, very happy for him because he's a good guy who works hard. He wants it, and you know, when it's going bad and the fans are on you and media's on you. It's a lonely place, but credit to him. He's mentally strong. He stayed with it, and hopefully he can keep doing what he's been doing.
Some limited tickets available at PhiladelphiaFlyers.com if you want to get in. So get on in there and see it, and it's going to be a wild scene.
Damn right.
Next 2 nights.
Bush, I need you to bring the noise too, like whenever you're not reporting. Does that sound good?
All right. Yeah, I'll be up there. I'll be fired up. I'll be fired up. That's for me and JJ will be.
Well,
we'll
JJ's
be always
upstairs. A little loud. I mean, come on, you can't pipe him down. Well, let's do it. Look forward to it.
Enjoy yourself the next couple of nights. We'll be watching.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, guys.
Take care.
Bush.
He's awesome.
Do you think he could shut off his mic and just start screaming, "Let's go Flyers," and then get right back into it? You know how, like, Vince Scully was the best at that, right? Vince Scully would be telling a story that you're just sitting there going, "Oh, my God, where's the story?" And then there's a pitch, ball outside, and then he'd get right back into the story.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think Bush could cut off his mic when JJ's doing the play-by-play and be doing the "Let's go Flyers" chants, and then
I think you might hear it through the other mic.
I think you'd hear it. Yeah, I think it would get caught up by the boom mic, right?
put him in, boom mic? Separate rooms?
They can't do that.
Separate rooms.
They can't do that because JJ wants to, bring that energy.
We're not changing the mojo. Nobody goes to a different room. No one plays a different
so then
position.
You know what? No orange tie.
No, he has to.
Oh, you don't have to wear the same tie.
Go get the orange tie, Brian Buché.
So the rules are different? You make the rules? Is that
Yes.
what game we're playing here?
Glad you're finally catching
Connor's
on.
rules.
Brian Buché.
All right, what do we have on the Davis Honda text line? You can feel the Davis difference. Check him out in Burlington. So excited for tonight, man. Just lock
It's going to be so much fun.
Yeah, a lot of people are excited for tonight. Now, not a lot of people are excited on the Phillies. We have a lot of people upset on them.
And I saw something about the Phillies that I'll tell you after this text.
All right, so we have someone checking in on the base running issues, and this texter says, you guys are 100% on the Bryce Harper thing. He never holds himself accountable for the base running or to anyone for anything. That's Chris from Jackson.
All right, let's play that clip.
It's factual.
Let's play that clip. So yesterday, again, if you've missed it, Bryce Harper in the 4th inning of yesterday's game hits a single up the middle. And Bryce Harper does what we have seen him do far too many times. Hustle when he wants to, stupidly. I'm going to try to stretch this base hit up the middle into a double. So he gets thrown out. And you'll hear the reporter ask about it. And then listen to what he has to say about the 8th inning debacle where Brandon Marsh gets doubled up because he tried stealing second. The ball's popped up in the infield. He doesn't know where the ball is. He gets doubled up at first base. Take a listen to how different the answers were from Bryce Harper about himself and his teammate.
I feel like every ball, or most of the balls that hit in that spot, I try to get there. So I thought it was a good point in the game. Haven't really had anything going the whole day. Made a good throw and, got me in that situation.
Demoralizing isn't that easy. You get first and third, and that's it.
Yeah, just bad baseball. Had an opportunity right there and didn't do the things we needed to do to come through in that situation.
That's worse than Darius Slay saying the defense was bad, but I wasn't.
I mean, he doesn't have a mirror.
He gets thrown out.
He doesn't have a mirror.
At second base because of bad baseball. Right? Make no mistake about it. Him getting thrown out at second base was bad baseball. But he says, the guy just made a good throw. I've done it before, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you've done it before, and you've also been thrown out. Like, it's not like you have done it 10 times and you're 8 for 10 on getting to second base. You get out more often than not because it's a stupid base running decision because center fielders in Major League Baseball can make that throw. It's not a good throw. It's a routine throw.
And I so applaud. Again, I said it before. I'll say it again. John Kruk, God bless you. Cole Hamels yesterday. Cole Hamels with it. Has said, because John Kruk never stops commenting on the bad base running of this team.
No.
Cole Hamels yesterday did not hold back. Ricky Batalico on the postgame show so proud to be a teammate of Ricky's because Ricky had no problem just saying, yeah, and the manager, when they came back from Rob Thompson's post-game interview, he goes, yeah, and the manager, who obviously has no problem with it.
Yeah, he didn't even talk to him.
Didn't even talk to him about it. I love the fact that these guys have so much ability to just have their integrity and say, yeah, we're not going to gloss this thing over. Because Rob Thompson's asleep at the wheel. I say Sleepy Rob. He's Sleepy Rob. He is absolutely asleep.
By the way, speaking of not talking about it, Scott Lauber wrote his post-game article. Brandon Marsh was not in the locker room available for comment. Yeah, dude. Like, what?
Come on.
You can't make that.
Come on.
You can't do that and then run away.
Like, come on.
You gotta face the music, man.
I mean, seriously.
Unless he had something that he had to get to. Like, I don't know. Maybe there was an emergency. Like, I don't know. You can't run away. You already ran into an out. You can't run away from the media.
It's so bad.
And this is why they needed to at least mix things up. And they didn't.
No.
And it's the same guys making the same mistakes.
And Connor, I am going to quote Connor earlier on in the show. He just said, nothing's going to change with Rob Thompson. Nothing's going to change. He's not going to change.
He did get thrown out earlier this year than ever before.
Yeah.
So
Step
maybe.
in the right direction.
All right, coming up.
Not in the right direction.
Coming up next, we have a big week. So the last couple of weeks, we've been telling you what to watch, who to watch in terms of standings and everything. Well, playoffs are kind of set for one team. You win, you're in the night. It's set for another team. And there's a couple of big series for the Phillies. So coming up next, we will give you the schedule of the big week ahead here in Philadelphia. It's Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Sixers seeding is locked. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Sixers finished up their regular season yesterday, taking down the Bucks 126-106 the final, and their seeding is now official. They're in the 7th spot in the East, which sets them up for a play-in game with the 8th-seeded Orlando Magic Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. from the Xfinity Mobile Arena. Head coach Nick Nurse got a chance to talk after the game and knows about the matchup with Orlando, so here's his evaluation.
Pretty physical team. Looks like they got everybody back now, too. So that's a very talented team. Big wings and aggressive guards, and they got some decent depth, so big, really tough game.
We'll be getting you geared up for that really tough game all week here on the Fanatic. The Flyers are right on the doorstep of making their way to the postseason as well. They had a big weekend win, taking down the Jets 7-1 on Saturday, one of their most dominant performances of the year. And now all they got to do is find a way to win one of the next two. If they win one of their final two games, they're in. They host the Carolina Hurricanes tonight at 7 p.m. You can hear that game live right here on 97.5 The Fanatic. Phils dropped 2 of 3 to the Diamondbacks over the weekend. They start a series with the Cubs tonight at the Bank, 6:40 p.m. first pitch. Christopher Sanchez faces Javier Assad. And the Eagles made a move for a wide receiver on Friday. Dontavian Wicks was traded for, and then another extension too, $12.5 million for another year on that contract. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic.
7-5, The Fanatic.
The final hour of Kincade Salciunas is presented to you by The Bagster. It's a dumpster in a bag. You can get yours today at Home Depot and Lowe's. You need details? Go to Bagster.com.
I need to get John Kincade a Bagster in here. The way he can't make a piece of paper into a trash can.
No, today it's been terrible.
That's why I need to get you a bag. I don't think you could miss the
dumpster in a bag. You know, you can't miss a Bagster.
3 cubic size dumpster in a
No,
bag.
you can't miss it. It'd be awesome.
Yeah, I think we should need to get one in here for you because
might as well.
Landmines all over the place.
That's terrible. I pick them up though. Make sure I pick them up. Unless you pick them up.
Yeah, sometimes I do.
Yeah, I'll leave them for you to pick up too.
All right, we have a big week in Philadelphia sports. Obviously tonight's the Flyers. Even though the Phillies do play today, Flyers full focus. I don't even know if today's a double screen night. I think today is. I don't want any distraction.
No, Sanchi throws. It's a double screen night.
Phillies are on the iPad.
All right. Maybe I'll give them iPad.
You can't complain about what they did this weekend all day and then not watch the game tonight.
Maybe no. Maybe if anything, that should be. Maybe they're suspended. Look, the Flyers. If the Flyers win tonight, they make the playoffs for the first time in 6 years, and it sets up the first time in 8 years where there's going to be a game on Broad Street.
Oh, the focus level is not even close, but you got to go 2 screens.
Here's one for you, though, which is this one where the NHL needs to have more. ESPN has 2 different writers. 2 different writers they're in partnership with the NHL.
Mm-hmm.
2 different writers that have the Flyers still alive for second place. And then their standings thing says Flyers not alive for second place. NHL, the official NHL, Flyers are not alive for second place.
Okay.
So I'm going to take that as the rule. But they have 2 different writers who don't even
Saying
agree on it.
things.
Same thing is they got to get this. But again, the point system in the NHL is so stupid.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. I believe the way it should be, wins and losses.
And again, Flyers did benefit from a lot of
they did. No. But I
disagree for this
just
year.
No, say
going forward, the NHL system, and I always believe it should be this, wins and losses. It's wins and losses. And there should be no overtime points. No third points.
And the Flyers wouldn't be in the playoffs.
No, I got you. But you should
After
win.
This year. Let's keep it for this
No.
year.
You can't change this year. But just have wins and losses.
All right.
Let's do it.
We could put, awesome. Text them.
That'd be awesome.
Bettman. Give Bettman a text.
Love it.
All right. So Flyers tonight, 7 o'clock. Phillies also today. They start at 6:40 against the Cubbies, which is an interesting matchup because the Cubs, a lot of people, myself included, believe will win the Central this year. So this is a potential playoff matchup. So Phil's Cubs, no days off in this series today, tomorrow, Wednesday. Flyers today at 7, right here on 97.5 The Fanatic. Listen to the Flyers potentially make the playoffs for the first time in 6 years here on The Fanatic, 7 o'clock puck drop. They then play again tomorrow. So if it does not go the way that we want it to tonight, they have another crack at it tomorrow also at 7 o'clock. No conflicts. There's no Sixers. Sixers don't play until Wednesday. They're playing games. So Flyers, Canes tonight. Flyers, Montreal tomorrow. 2 shots to try to get a win, and then you're in. Sixers, Wednesday, 7:30 tip-off, playing against the Orlando Magic. Magic have been dealing with injuries all season, too. Sixers, Magic. The Sixers are the 8th seed, so they have the home game in this play-in tournament. If the Sixers win, they play Boston.
And if they
in the
lose,
first round.
They'll play on Friday night versus the winner of the 9-10 game.
Correct. And then you go on from there. And then the Phillies not only have a big series with the Cubbies, not big not in terms of winning you're in, big in terms of who you're playing. They then play the Braves Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Friday 6:40, then the Saturday 7:15, Sunday 7:20. Sunday Night Baseball. I like my 1 o'clock starts.
Well, I have a feeling now. I'm just doing the math here. I have a feeling Flyers would open. They make the playoffs would open Saturday.
Okay.
So that would be great. If that works out well, opening Saturday.
Would they be a Saturday night or a matinee? Like that, or not matinee, like the late
like
4 o'clock.
See, I'm thinking like the 3 o'clock, which means Father Riley's in trouble then for the 4 o'clock man.
By the way, I love
4:30
that.
man.
I love that.
I love it too.
Dude,
Can
nice
you imagine all the people
nice
out on
spring
decks?
day? Oh, dude, yes.
Or the bars that have the garage doors open?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Little
That'd be awesome.
PJs action.
It's awesome.
It's going to be a beautiful week.
Dude, I need that. What's the weather this week?
It's
gonna be
gorgeous.
nice.
No, how about gorgeous?
All week?
No, gorgeous. We're going to have great weather. Next week's actually going to be cooler than this week. This week's going to be warmer. Next week's going to be cooler, but we're heading into some great weather.
I need them to play.
Like some great weather.
Saturday afternoon, I need them to play.
That's all.
82 and sunny Saturday. I need them to play Saturday. Dude, this is a big
I'm playing golf Saturday morning.
All right.
You'll do that
Better
beforehand.
play fast.
You can do that too.
We got a big game.
No,
Potentially.
tee off at like 8 a.m. We'll be done by noon.
But let's take care of the first thing first.
Win tonight.
Yes.
Win tonight. Let's get a double dip. Let's get the Phillies back off the schneid after they lost their 2 games to the Diamondbacks. Embarrassed. That was an embarrassing loss yesterday. That was a bad loss. I know it's only,
No, it was
only
terrible.
April. It was an embarrassing loss. That's awful. I could still get angry with bad loss.
By the way, too, it was it's come in around. I did finally just say, is it? Do you look at it as it's only April with Rob Thompson, with Rob Thompson's status? I put it on my own social media. I just said, is it? Am I being unreasonable here to say, is it that, or is it the idea that you're saying it's been 4 years and it's around 70-30 4 years? It's been 4 years.
I don't think it's unreasonable. I don't have that mindset. And you're not going to sway
No,
me.
but I mean, no. Is it? But you can't say it's only April with Rob Thompson.
No, why I'm saying it's only April is because you're not going to fire him this early in the season. It's not the evaluation of the guy. It's just not a move they're going to make.
So you're thinking too hockey right now.
No, I'm just it's not.
You do the
No, it's
5
not.
the 5 minutes into the season.
No, because it's been 4 years. You just know what it is. And Connor even said it. Nothing's going to change with this man. He doesn't have the guts at a press conference to even call out little league mistakes, stupid baseball, stupid decisions. And he doesn't have the guts to just acknowledge what every fan in that building knew. He can't say because he's afraid. He's afraid of what Bryce Harper's going to say. He's afraid that it might damage somebody's psyche.
Well, he might already
won't
be
do it.
damaged because the Pobo called him not elite.
I mean, he's afraid of that mental psyche. That's where there's a problem. You have to have someone in charge that is willing to say, like of the Charlie Manuel mold, who didn't tear apart his players.
No, he just sat him.
This is not acceptable.
No, that's not happening.
Not acceptable.
Let's go to Joe in Fox Chase. Wants to talk some Flyers. What's up, Joe?
Yo, guys, how we doing?
Dude, fired up.
What's going on?
Oh, man, I can't. You know what? I'm excited, man. What's the first time in 6 years if they make it, right?
Be awesome.
Yeah, first time in 6 years and first time in 8 years where they would play a playoff game, here in South Philly.
Yeah. Look, we all know they're not going to win the whole thing, but just being in the playoffs is a big, big, big thing, I think. I'm very excited. But here's my question. You said they got to win one of the next 2, but do they just need 2 points?
They could get 2 points also, so they could lose twice in overtime.
Yeah, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that.
No, don't want to do that.
I don't want to either. But if they lose both in overtime,
yeah, they make it.
We still make it. Okay.
Yeah, let's not talk that into existence. That'll be torture.
No, but it's a possibility, right? So as long as we get 2 points, who cares how we get it, right?
My blood pressure, my psyche, those parts of me care.
There you go.
I hear you. But let me go switch to the Phillies real quick.
What do you got,
think
Joe?
I think you're being a little bit too rough on the guys. Look, I understand it's early. What's it, 15 games? It's not a big deal. Look, I'll never take away a guy's extra hustle. Yeah, he probably should. But you know what? That's what Harper does, and I can't.
Did you just say he
fault a guy.
probably shouldn't have done that? Did you just say that? He probably shouldn't have? Or he should. Just say he should. No, just say a little leaguer knows you shouldn't have.
No, it's bad base running, man.
That's bad. Not he probably shouldn't have. And he does it 6-7 times a year.
Marsh's blunder was much bigger, right?
Yes, but I don't need to hear Bryce comment on his blunder.
Yeah, and say that's just bad baseball. And for him, it was, the guy made a good throw. It was bad baseball.
I mean, just acknowledge it.
We love Bryce, and Bryce is a guy that tries to exude Philadelphia, and we appreciate his hustle when it's appropriate for him to hustle, because remember, there's sometimes where he doesn't hustle, and we hear that he can't hustle all the time.
Correct, yeah, because you can't expect the guy to be able to do that.
That's bad baseball, period. And don't say, I can't knock him because he was showing hustle. Dude,
What?
You can hustle every time, but if it's stupid, it's stupid. And this is not the first time in our show together where we have talked about this exact scenario where Bryce Harper's trying to stretch a single into a double.
And you have no game awareness. It's a one-run game. You have no awareness of what's going on in the game, and you're doing that. It doesn't make sense. And if it was the first time, if it was the second time, it's over and over and over again, and the manager doesn't have a voice. He can't muster a voice to stand up and say, this kind of crap has to stop. Because he won't do it.
I know we love Bryce. I know. I do too. But, man, call it out when it's supposed to be called out. It happens all the time.
By the way, we love Jimmy Rollins, too.
Yes.
And Jimmy Rollins, by the way, thanks his manager for doing it.
Yeah. And then Bryce Harper calls out his teammate,
sulks about
but not
it.
himself. All right, coming up next.
I'm going to get a Not Elite t-shirt. Woo-hoo.
Connor, can you get me hyped up for the Flyers game tonight? Not that I really need more of it. But like, do you have like goals and like sounds?
I think he does.
Hang on. No, they only scored 7.
Yeah,
We'll see if we can track one
can
down.
you play some of the 7 goals?
Yeah,
and,
of course.
And like, I don't know. Give me a goal song. Ones that people like.
Yeah.
All right. Get us hyped up. Coming up next, Kincade Salciunas on a Win You're In Monday. You're on the Fanatic.
When you have been in business for around 40 years, that means you're doing something right. Obviously, my friends at Dan White and Associates, they do a lot right because they want you to find certainty in your financial future. Because when you're talking about money, it can be an intimidating topic for a lot of people. They've got offices for you in Glen Mills, PA, Middletown, and Lewis, Delaware. One of the things that they'll do for you is invite you to a seminar. They got these in Pennsylvania, Delaware, and Maryland. You can go and have a great meal. And you can listen to a presentation, and you can find out what they can do to help you stress test your retirement plan, set up financial boundaries, maybe a financial plan that'll get your kids paid college or whatever it is. And then they'll offer you a complimentary no-risk consultation. So you can have your own individualized meeting to discuss your own financial goals, dreams, and then you will get that peace of mind. Each client's unique needs are addressed individually. Love these folks. Dan White and Associates. Get that complimentary no-risk consultation for yourself or attend one of their seminars. You can check out more information and get to know them a little bit better at danwhiteandassociates.com. But tell them John Kincade was the one that sent you.
Game day win, and you're in game day. Phillies are in action tonight, too, against the Cubbies. Connor mentioned it. We have Christopher Sanchez on the bump tonight. Who do the Cubbies have?
Javier Assad.
Oh, okay. I like the Cubs pitching rotation.
You need a rebound tonight, though. Christopher needs a rebound tonight.
Yes.
Yeah, sinker control's been all over the place.
But the weather has been erratic.
Yeah. Well, I don't think there's been enough. He hasn't pitched in like a downpour. The sinker control needs to be better.
Okay.
You're the ace.
No. I agree with you, too, on that. I mean, I agree that
he
it
is
does.
the ace. By the way, what's the deal with Luzardo? That was another bad outing while I was away.
That's what I told.
4 2/3, 5 earned.
That's what I told you.
Yeah, he struggles with guys on base, man. He's really good when he doesn't get into those spots, but
So just throw no hitters every.
There's a lot of money for
it was a lot of money.
A lot of money committed to a guy who's never put it back to back together.
Yeah.
And never stayed healthy for long terms.
Yeah, it was
I was very I was very out on that deal long term. I was very out on the long term deal.
Rough start.
We'll see how it happens.
Rough start.
Hopefully it turns out well.
I believe it will. Rough start. Very.
You believe it will?
Yeah.
You're confident?
I'm
not.
He's got good stuff.
He's a good club.
Good
Good club.
Yeah. The Phillies need a bounce.
No one questions he has good stuff.
Yeah.
It's about making it
Putting
count.
them together. I got you. All right. Go ahead. Hype us up. What do you got? Like, just fire us up.
we got Flyers montage. We got everything.
We have
man.
a Flyers montage?
Yeah, we do.
Dude, all right. It's a game day montage. Let's get it.
New York plays it over into the far corner, turned over, out into the slot. Good. Back check by Porter Martone. Now he gets it ahead to Konechny up the left wing. Konechny into the zone, trying to leave it for Martone. Then got it to him. He scores! Do you believe this, kid? Porter Martone has 7 points in 7 games. This is goal number 3 in the NHL, and Martone gives the Flyers a lead. Perfetti unable to get to it. The Flyers do, and Denver Parkey starts out now. Parkey into the middle. Cates with speed. Skates in over the Winnipeg line. Gave it to Michkov. Michkov looks, shoots. He scores! Matvei Michkov off the club of Hellebuck gets his 18th of the year. And Matvei Michkov puts the Flyers back in front 2-1. The Flyers off the rush. Beat Hellebuck for the 2-1 lead. Now Couturier took it off a man. Took a shot. He scores! John Couturier banks one off one pipe off the nether and in. His 11th goal of the year. He's got 4 in the last 11 games. And the Flyers have come out quickly in the first with 3 goals and lead it 3-1. Winnipeg does keep it into the line. Good play by Josh Morrissey into the middle. And Shankly off a Flyers tag. Great wide pass. Morrissey with a drive. And Vladar got over and made a great save. Maybe his biggest of the game. And the bouncing puck comes out the center. Winnipeg's got the momentum as they carry right back in. Iafallo teed it up. Morrissey to Shankly. Sidesteps the man with a backhand shot. And Vladar got that one too. And Forster will backhand it down the ice. He'll take it icy for the Flyers. Ristolainen back behind the net. Couturier fighting through a check. Gets it right point. Ristolainen into the middle of the Sanheim with a drive. And he scores! Travis Sanheim might have had it tipped in front. There were plenty of bodies, but Sanheim gets it through. And the Flyers have taken a 3-goal lead. It's 4-1 on the 11th goal of the year for Travis Sanheim. Kyle Connor, left wing pass, bounces away from Iafallo. He broke his stick and the Flyers the other way. One man to beat shorthanded. Here's Dvorak cutting into the middle. He's got man coming late. Cates for the shot. He scores! The shorthanded goal by Noah Cates. His 18th of the year. And the Flyers have opened a 5-1 lead here in the second period. Into the Winnipeg zone. Rolled it back in behind the net. Halfway on the end wall. Was Jack. Ian Glendening scrum for it down low. Squirts in front of Couturier. Backhand. He scores! A 2-goal game for the captain. Sean Couturier. He's got his 12th goal of the year. 5 of the last dozen games now. And the Flyers have scored 6 on the road in Winnipeg and lead the Jets 6-1. Sealer at the line. Gave it back to Cates. Again to Sealer. Jumps in left circle. Took a shot. He scores! Nick Sealer says, I want in on this party. He gets his 4th goal of the year. It's 7-1, matching the Flyers' biggest goal output of the season. It comes on the road in Winnipeg, and the Flyers lead the Jets 7-1.
How about that? Oh, a horn. And that was made by Austin Jones yesterday. Yeah, thank you. All right.
Well, by the way, you're violating the copyright on this one. Because I believe that John and Sean have taken ownership of this song. So you're going to get a cease and desist from John and Sean. You're going to get one.
Oh, wait, Tim Saunders.
Tim Saunders is awesome.
Timmy, while you're down there, Saunders. Just such a...
It's just awesome. It's just awesome.
Why are you shaking your head over there? Let's check the poll of the day. Brought to you by Dr. Avidan Appel, Iron Mountain Men's Health. Keeps it strong for 4 hours, man. What do we got?
Definitely does. The poll is very strong today. Is dealing with your focus as a Philadelphia sports fan right now. Where's the majority of your sports energy focused? Flyers playoff push, 74% of the vote. The next highest is the Phillies start to the season at 12%. And the Sixers playing and the Eagles offseason both getting 7% of the vote.
So the Sixers finally got votes. They were at 0 the first 3 check-ins. So they got votes. They finally got some votes.
Exactly.
All right, coming up next, we have Middays with Marks. Johnny Marks, Sean Brace. Ray is filling in for Bill Colarulo, or Colarulo, as Johnny Marks calls him.
Colarulo.
Bill's on vacation, so Ray's going to be hosting.
Navigating Disney.
Patricia Caputo's producing the show. But at 10 o'clock, right at 10, your next chance to win $1,000, thanks to Dr. Avidan Appel.
They're trying to play catch-up today.
How about this? Andrew from Havertown, who won at 8 o'clock, is on the line. Andrew, congratulations, man. You're $1,000 richer.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Andrew, thanks, man. Are you Haverford High School or O'Hara?
I moved there after high school. I'm from Radnor originally.
Oh, you're from Radnor.
Oh, he's a Radnor man. How about that?
I'm telling you.
So you sent in the keyword bronze, and then what? You just got the phone call from Beasley, got you all fired up, right?
Yeah, well, they called me once. I ignored it because I thought it was a spam call. And then they, rapid fire called right back. So I picked it up, and it was a radio voice guy. And I was like, oh, no, awesome.
Connor suggested the 1,000 goes right down on the Flyers to win tonight. I suggested to Connor to zip it. Do not do that, even though you want to.
No, Philly's future bet to win the World Series. So what are you going to do? What do you think? Anything cross your mind right away when you found out that you won?
I'm thinking 1,000 on the Flyers tonight.
All right, 1,000 on the Flyers tonight,
right.
man.
There you go.
Let's give him the horn again.
Andrew, congratulations,
thanks,
brother. And thanks for listening to Kincade Salciunas and all of the Fanatic.
He went from Radnor
to
Havertown.
That's awesome. Dude,
So he's out there.
$1,000 richer. That's great.
He's hanging out with the Kelseys.
Let's put it all on the Flyers.
He's hanging out there. That's good.
He's following Connor's advice.
Connor, I tell you, your confidence for tonight, that's great. I am so anxious for tonight.
Flyers minus 5.5. Bet it.
I am so anxious for tonight. I can't stand it.
You know what sucked? A lot of the big Flyer nights that we've had, we're getting all fired up, have been the nights they've lost.
I
Don't
would say,
do that.
here's one thing I'm going to do, is if I would bet the Flyers tonight, I'm going to bet them minus 1.5 goals. That's what I would do.
Okay.
So make it a tasty parlay, do it minus 1.5 goals. I am so excited for tonight, but got to have a way to get me to 7 o'clock.
Yep.
So, Middays with Marks and, Unfiltered will help.
Damn right. Everybody have a great rest of your day. We're back at it tomorrow, hopefully celebrating the Flyers getting a playoff berth. And if not, we'll do it all over again tomorrow before the final game of the regular season. Everybody have a great rest of your day. Middays with Marks next here on The Fanatic.